See? Right there.
There you go.
Hive minding already.
We're on point. What can I say? It's Friday night. We're here to have some fun. Look at my hat's all fucked up. I don't even know how to fix it. But anyways.
It's on the right way today.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back to the Challenge Fandom Podcast. We didn't even know you guys were here.
Oh my gosh. Oh, hi.
Oh my goodness. You just popped in there.
Surprised us.
I'm glad you skipped that ad to get here if there was one. Anyways.
Yeah, we don't even know what that is anymore.
Fuck. Anyways. That's a long story, and I don't want to get diverted because my name's Ricky Hayes. This is my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes. We've got Tony, Stats, and Info Lance. Katie, Bad Blood Pahura. I think it's going to stick.
I think it's going to stick.
Good.
Yeah.
And tonight,
I like it.
we have a very, very special guest, and that's going to be Melinda Yvette. Yvette or Yvette?
Yvette.
See, I fucked it up.
I'm so excited. I feel so blessed, guys.
So, Melinda, what we do every time we have a special guest on here is for their first time, we have to ask them a little bit of their challenge fandom. You know,
Okay.
obviously challenge fandom podcast, you know, the cliches.
Do you like gorillas?
Yeah, exactly.
That one's tough. I might have to process that one. I
Yeah.
have to think longer about that one.
Yeah. We don't need the answer now, but by the end of the episode, we're going to need no.
Absolutely, I got you. I'll just be like CT and not tell you at the end of the episode.
There you go.
I'll text it to you later.
Yeah, I'll hit you on social when I'm ready to come back.
Leave it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Fine.
Look, we're that generation. We're used to those. To be continued. I bet you one's coming.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Shut up.
for sure.
Yeah, Tony's happy about that one.
Don't put that out there. Don't do that.
You did this last time, and then we had 3 episodes of it.
Can you please take that back, Rick? Because there's been a lot of shit that you have said lately that has come to fruition. So some of it good, some of it not so good, sir.
I rebuke you.
We're going to give you Rick, Mr. Fortune Teller. Like, we got to come up with something good.
I'm going to just say this. Look, I don't know if I've ever read the book The Secret, but if you put something out there, who knows? It could happen. It's all fucking chaos.
You can manifest that shit, man.
It's all chaos. With that being said, I'm manifesting we get like 3 million fucking listens.
Are there even 3 million challenge fans?
According to CBS, there is.
Not this season, there is it?
Anyways,
Ooh. That's okay.
I got stuck because I was focused on the 3 million viewers. I'm fucking locked in. Words are hard.
They are.
Melinda, back to the questions. Where'd your challenge fandom start?
So I used to watch MTV all the time when I was a kid. I really shouldn't have been on there as young as I was, but nobody was parenting me to not look at that. So I just did it anyway. So I loved watching The Real World. I loved watching Road Rules. I watched everything from the beginning, but I could not be as good as you guys were. Like, you're able to be like, oh, remember in that like 1997 episode and episode 4, where at 20 minutes and 2 seconds they said this. I'm not that great. Exactly. I'm just not that perfect, but I definitely watched it. I just don't have an elephant brain.
I can dig it. Yeah, look, if anyone's listened, they know I've got a checkered history with the challenge as far as watching it and not watching it.
That's why you wear flannel.
Hive mind.
Wow.
See, we got this part open. Tony's got his. It's the connection.
Connected.
Yeah, right now.
I feel like it's more impressive live.
Yeah.
I assure you it's not.
It's it's only 10%. We edit the rest in there from previous episodes. He's gotten really good at that.
Oh my God.
With that being said, I will cut right to the chase. We need your Mount Rushmore. 4 men, 4 women on the spot.
All right. Well, CT for sure, because he's the love of my life.
Uh-oh, you and Corrina about to fight.
Listen,
we can share.
I will sister wife with you. I'm all set.
Yeah.
I'm right fucking here. God damn.
Yeah, but it's CT.
Sorry. It's CT. I mean,
I know, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
You
Gotta
knew
go.
this when you chose me, so.
I mean, I didn't, but I did.
So I would say CT, Wes, Darrell, and Derek K.
Ooh,
okay.
I like that.
I like that.
And you said four women?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have like a mix. I think I would like to do more so like Rachel
Ooh.
from back in the day because she was a beast, and I just loved the storylines all the time with the Veronica stuff. You know, it was always wild back then. I would say Tori because I like her now, like as a newer person. I would put Laurel because she scares me.
Yeah, she scares me.
I would be afraid to ask questions because I don't even know if it would be a question. And then she'd ask me, was there a question? So I would be scared for that.
Yeah, facts.
So, and then my last person would probably be, you know, for me, I think it's probably Kara. It has to be Kara.
Nice.
She's a beast. She's the only one that's won across the board against men and women. And I think it's pretty cool that this season, even though I don't like it, that it's only one winner, it helps to give someone else another chance to fit in that same category with her as being a solo winner. That's the only thing that I see that's positive about this season. Otherwise, I'd much rather have saw two winners, one male, one female.
I have thoughts about that because of what Kyland said at the end in the elimination. 'Cause in the elimination, he said only 3 people get the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he plans to be one of those 3 if he makes the final.
Well, because TJ told them at the beginning that, you know, the main prize or whatever was for first place, but he said in second and third, I'll take care of you a little bit. Or said something along those lines. I remember.
You won a brand new Xbox 360.
T-Mobile sidekick.
You won some Under Armour gift cards.
You can get like 20K or something like that, probably.
And
or,
the Best Buy gift card to boot.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah.
You won my jacket from the Duel 2.
Nah, he would never. That's the nieces.
Not the Duel 2. That's
From the Duel 2. Yeah, okay,
come on.
you're right.
Yeah,
That's
come on.
Wrong one.
I'm surprised Tony Stats and Info didn't call you out on that. All right, so I'm going to ask a question about this later once we get into the elimination because you bring up Kara and how impressive of a feat it was for her to win Vendettas, which was an individual winner, which she was not in the lead for most of it, but still won that and was the individual winner.
And with a puzzle.
With a puzzle, which she's not the worst at, but she's not the best at either. You know what I mean? So like it's an impressive feat to for that win. With that being said, so I'm going to ask some questions about that later. But before we get into that, let's get into this episode.
Yeah, I like it.
Fully, which was episode 16, Family Knows Best. And this was one of those where like as soon as I read the title before I saw the episode, I was like,
it's about to go down.
About to go down. Yep.
Because nobody in this house is talking about being family.
No.
They do not eat at Olive Garden.
Well, I immediately read it and was like, this is the Nurys episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
because
my gosh.
It was her family that told her.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
oh, it's finally
Oh, good point.
going to go down.
And that's what I was saying. It was the foreshadowing. And
yeah.
can I just say, I really believe this was challenge fans. This is Nurys. She's going to probably end up being the face of this show.
Oh,
if
yeah.
She'll accept the callbacks.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah.
Because the way they focused this episode on her was very much how they do Kara, Tori,
Yep.
CT, so on and so forth.
Yeah,
Bananas,
exactly.
Wes.
All the people that are the faces of the show end up being the faces.
Yeah. Usually the people that are getting eliminated get, 10 minutes in the intro and 5 minutes at the end. She got the whole fucking episode.
Honestly, she got so much time this episode that I honestly thought there was a possibility she was going to be the one going home.
Yeah. No, me too.
I didn't think she was going to go in the first place. So I didn't think she was going home even as much as she was in there because all the talk was about, how they wanted to try to keep her out and the focus was on Colleen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then, anyways, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how this... One last thing I want to talk about before we get into the intro, which was because I just read the notes and I'm an asshole. Thank you for your notes, by the way. You're the best.
You're so welcome.
While we're recording for everybody to hear, I read her notes. because mine wouldn't be notes. It'd be like, Kyland said something funny.
That's that is exactly what your notes usually were.
Exactly. That's
this line was really funny. I'm like,
that's why we used to only have 300 listeners. So, anyways, what do you guys think? I want your guys' opinions on this. Do you think Kyland would be worried against going against? Words are hard tonight. Do you think Kyland would be worried again? Oh my God!
Here, let me take
to
over
go up
this.
against
Okay.
Horacio in the final.
Do you guys think that Kyland? Because here's the thing, right? In this elimination that we're coming back from at the beginning of the episode, and this kind of repeats later in the other elimination as well. But when we come back from the one where they went against Zara, Horacio is whooping Kyland's ass in that elimination. So if it wasn't like two people coming back, Kyland would have been the one, So what do you guys think? Like, do you guys think that Kyland would be worried at all about going against Horacio? Or like, does he just want to go against him anyway, knowing that there's a big possibility he's going to lose regardless?
That one.
That's the one.
He wants to play against the best. And like, so does Horacio, really. So
Yeah.
they both want to go against each other because they both perceive the other as being one of the best in the house. So if they lose, then they lose to each other. And it's like, it's a validated loss because they lost to the second best person in the house or the best person in the house.
So
Agreed.
who would you take in the final? Would you take Kyland or would you take
Horacio?
I feel like I'm always going to pick Horacio.
Yeah. I mean, there's not enough tape, guys, for Kyland.
Yeah,
There's
Rick.
not enough tape.
Uh-huh.
I don't even have to answer now.
He's doing really good, though.
Kyland's doing great. He's doing a lot better. And
He's doing really good.
Outside of rebuilding the shape of an origami bird,
Seriously.
in a puzzle, I think Kyland is maybe a little bit better in the math section than Horacio is. I think they're about even in puzzles. I think Horacio's got him in agility and speed, but I think Kyland's got Horacio beating strength. So in a final, I think it leans more towards Horacio, but not by much.
Yeah.
And they both have Goku mentality. I'm just going to go ahead and Goku.
Oh my gosh, I'm wearing my Goku sweater tonight. Look at that.
What?
I wore it for that honestly wasn't even planned. But I wore it for the Horacio Kyland episode. How ironic is that?
Now I'm going to do what I did last week and change mid-episode and go put on a Goku shirt.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. That's funny. I did do the cup on purpose to go with the sweater, but I didn't connect it.
Look at you.
Kyland,
Look at you.
Horacio.
Full circle. Right there.
Full circle.
Great when a plan
Meant to
works
be.
out.
I think that if they both run, like if they run a 2-person final 50 times, it's going to be a toss up as to who wins more. But I think like outright, Horacio has the experience of a final. He also has the experience of going into eliminations a lot. Not that Kyland doesn't, but Kyland's weren't quite as physical as the ones that Horacio has been in. So I think that Horacio's more well-rounded at the challenge, despite the fact that Kyland has studied it more. So every time, like, it's a check in either box almost every step of the way. Because, like I said, Horacio's been in more physical eliminations. Kyland's watched more seasons.
Yeah, it's like street smart and book smart.
Exactly.
I almost feel like too. It's very, for me. It's like very bananas or CT.
CT.
It's
Right.
Always CT.
a lot of this is edit. A lot of this opinion is strictly based on the edit of this season and what I've seen and how they portray Horacio. Because the Horacio that we talk to is very different than the Horacio you get on the challenge. Like, he's very quiet and reserved. And when we talked to him, he was very open with us
Very
about things.
talkative.
Oh, yeah. And so, but based on only the edit that we see on TV, I would say that Horacio is a better physical competitor. But I think Kyland is the better challenger as far as socially and strategically.
Oh, like overall,
in the
yeah.
house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Socially, for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, like where one of them lacks, the other one is actually really good. It's an interesting combination.
Yin and yang for them.
makes it even more interesting if the rumors for season 40's format turns out to be true.
Mhm.
So
Oh, yes.
we'll have plenty of time to speculate about that.
We've been speculating, and so far we've been
for
right.
3 fucking years.
And we've been right.
We've been praying, we've been speculating, we've been manifesting. We're doing all the things.
Please keep this show going.
Forever.
Anyways, and I was talking about ours, so here we go.
Forever.
It starts off with Olivia talking to Michelle, Moriah. What happened to being here for us, girl? What happened? And I did think about that because you guys brought this up earlier. It's a 1-person winner. You know, it's guy or girl, not both.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls really have held the power outside of Jay this whole season.
Yeah.
But Jay's such an integral part with Michelle, so he's in there. But why is it not only girls going into this final?
Mm-hmm.
They have the majority.
That's what I was thinking when the episode ended. I said, we got the numbers, baby.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Put your fights aside and get all the ladies to the final and then duke it out.
Yeah, it shouldn't be this, Jay's alliance versus Horacio's. Like, get these boys the fuck out because you're not going to beat them. I'm sorry, but you're more than likely not going to beat them.
And God, don't we all want to go against Colleen?
Yeah, exactly.
We need her.
She's the dragon queen.
Keep James if you need to keep a guy. Keep James.
That's the truth.
James is going to get purged from a daily before he gets taken out in elimination.
It depends on how long they have to run on that wheel from the preview.
That's the thing.
In the previews, I tried so bad to figure out who it was that fell, and
So
I'm
did
like,
I.
I can't figure it out.
I think it's Michelle.
Ooh, that'd be crazy.
I know who it is, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Because I was slowly trying to watch it, and I felt like it was Michelle.
It actually looked like 2 different people from the preview. Like when the person's falling down from a wider shot,
Yeah.
it looks like a completely different person falling in a completely different position than the second shot. So
Yeah. But I think it's safe to say Michelle does not win that daily.
she doesn't win for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah, even if she wasn't questionable to fall, I would still say she's not winning that one. I love Michelle, but no, that's not your strengths.
Nah.
No, and like having James up on something like that, considering how he went out of Challenge UK, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some trepidation there that could throw him off. So
Well, I also wonder that about this episode, which I know we'll get to, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as the women go and like having an all female final, just as a for instance, if James were to get purged in a daily and then you put Jay, Emanuel, and Corey in the elimination,
And let us pray that 2 get out.
that's all of them.
You'll get 1 back. But that's if they continue this idea of 2, because last time was just 1 person.
Exactly.
They could go back this next one and go back to just 1 person leaving.
Right.
So-
yeah. You never know.
So what, we started Conquest with 15 because
15, yeah.
Aesop
15,
was
yeah.
16 and
Yeah.
he went out.
He went out by
See,
CT. Yes.
yeah,
so we started Conquest with 15.
So we lost 2 in the first episode. So that gets us
3 in
to
the second.
13.
So we're starting in this episode with 13.
With 13, by the end of it, we're
10.
at 10.
11.
It's 10.
No, 10, yeah, because we lost Ed.
They could go 2 because we're at 8 in the final. If it's the numbers are right, it could be like 4 women, 4 men. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if they go 3 and take an odd number to the final.
They
You know what
could.
I mean? And start narrowing it down.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, since Conquest is so focused on purges, I wouldn't be surprised if we then see another purge in the final itself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was going to
Yeah,
say too.
for sure. I think there will be a purge in the
Agreed.
final.
100%.
Unless because here's the thing is there's only like 3 episodes left of the season. And that's including the final. So unless they're going to purge and eliminate like 4 or 5 people next episode, they've got to do some, or they're just having a shit ton of people running this final.
They could do the 3 next episode, bring it down to 7, and then the next episode maybe
and
drop
2 more or
2.
something.
Yeah, and then go in with 5.
I wouldn't be surprised if they drop 3. If they go final with 7, I wouldn't be surprised if they drop 3 and run 4, run top 4. And that way you only have really one loser, second and third gets money.
That's a good point too. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then that's kind of messed up too.
Maybe they
that's sad.
Maybe they purge somebody on the second day.
Maybe.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's all speculation.
Yeah, we'll
60% of the time it works every time.
But here was my thing too, is like I didn't
practicing for when she comes on with her headphones.
Poor Alexis, you are such a dick. She's gonna buy different ones before even coming on with those now.
It's still never gonna get out of my head.
You're gonna do it anyway.
We can still talk about it even if it doesn't happen.
The cat headphones.
People don't forget.
She's gonna hear this and be like, "Those motherfuckers."
Oh fuck!
We love you.
Oh,
we'll just all put cat ears on our headphones in solidarity.
We should. We should.
For sure. All right, so. What'd you guys think about Kyland and Horacio deciding to play a trick on the house and having Kyland go in?
He needs an Oscar. Kyland gets an Oscar for this.
Yes, thank you. I was going to say, just his acting when he was like trying to tell them, he's like, and we competed separately.
And he cried.
And he just like breaks down and starts crying. I was like, no, he did not.
The way Olivia really believed him and was like, give him some space. Just let him. Like, he's so hurt.
Yeah.
He went through something. Oh my God. It is not that serious.
What movie was it with Jonah Hill where he's like, there were a lot of casualties?
I don't know.
It was This Is the End or something?
Yeah.
Fatalities. Fuck. All right. Bad reference. My bad.
Anyway, no, but you know what actually kind of shocked me though is when he was doing this, like when he was like, oh, I'm going to pretend like I'm the only one. He was doing his confessional. He was laughing about it. And I watched him walk up and do his thing. And then, he gives Nurys a hug and they walk off. And I was waiting while he was hugging her for him to whisper in her ear and just be like, I'm just playing. It's just a joke. Just chill out. Like, so she wasn't so fucking stressed out, but he let Nurys continue to be stressed. Like he
was committed to the bit.
Yes, exactly.
He fucking owned that.
And then he does the confessional. He's like, wow, this has gone a little further than I wanted it to.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to go that bad.
I didn't expect this.
I thought it was really telling, though, that, like, while he was there, like, Olivia was crying and saying how, Horacio really had my back and all that stuff. And saying in her interview, saying how that she was not going to do him dirty, that she'd have his back the whole time. Girl, you full of it. You full of it.
May I have the mic, please? Testing,
go ahead,
testing.
Girl, go ahead.
Okay. She said he wasn't selfish. He did have my back, and I questioned him the whole time. He never deserved that, and I honestly don't feel like I deserved a friend like him. Blink, blink, blink.
Maybe it was filmed after what happened, because then technically it'd still be true.
But then she also started crying about it and was like, I was weak. I'm so mad at myself for being so weak. I'm just going to quote Horacio and say we're just slightly disappointed in you. Maybe not more than slightly. Very
We are aggressively disappointed. But we like you, but we are aggressively disappointed in you.
Yeah.
We were all rooting for you.
Oh, yeah.
Got to get that Tyra Banks in.
I'm
we were rooting
for
you. We were all rooting for you.
Here's my thing with her on this one is I give her some grace on this because we saw how much throughout the season she got fucking gaslit by people. So I do give her some grace in this. Do I agree with any of it? And do I think it was a horrible fucking move on her part? Absolutely. But I do give her a little bit of grace on that because you're in a pressure cooker. And look, Jay has shown to be a very great social game player that can manipulate things to fit his narrative as needed. We've seen it in Survivor. We're seeing it finally in the challenge. She fell victim to it. Yeah. And the difference is she's still here. In Survivor, she would have been gone 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I only half agree with the whole gaslit thing. Like, yes, she was gaslit in a lot of ways. Absolutely. But at the same time, that is your friend outside of the house.
100%.
Right.
Are you kidding me that someone that you really don't know can change your mind about your friend that you know? And I listened to the Official Challenge podcast, and Horacio was on, and he had said that originally he wasn't going to be on 39 because he was supposed to do a soccer competition that was for $1 million.
Yeah, it was the 7 versus 7.
So he last minute signed on for 39 because that man shuts off his phone for 2 weeks at a time. That man is crazy.
By that.
He said he was really late and like they were constantly on him like, we need a yes or a no, we need a yes or no. So he goes on, doesn't tell Olivia, thinking that this would be a pleasant surprise that her ride or die is going to show up, and she was pissed at him for surprising him. I mean, surprising her. That's ridiculous. I think that was just that.
See, I felt
like that was weird to be upset with him for surprising you that he's on the season. Why would you be upset?
See, I took it the other way. I thought that so the way that I took it was that she was annoyed that Horacio was on the season, but actively said no, that he wasn't on the season, and didn't tell her that he was coming on until she showed up.
Yeah, because it was last minute. He last minute signed on. So how's he going to tell her? And then he was like, you know what? I just went and thought surprising her would be enough. And then she took it the wrong way. I don't think that was necessarily a thing that you should take the wrong way. I don't know. It was just dumb.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it just depends on who you are as a person, because I think from what we're seeing of her this season, she doesn't necessarily see things the way you just said them.
I think it goes back to like the whole like reassurance and everything else of her saying like where Horacio isn't checking in with her in the game, and that's what she needs. I suppose like the contrast would be, and this is just me looking at it from outside entirely, that she would look at it as, if he's going to come into this game, he should let me know so that I know that I have somebody in the game with me and I don't have to make like alternate arrangements. But I mean, it is what it is. I'd be interested to see what it looks like 3 seasons from now. Not necessarily like next season by any means, because there's obviously some reparations with like 90% of the cast that needs to happen in order for any of them to get on the same page again. But I would be interested to see what relationships have been mended, or at least to the point where they can play the game together again in like 3 seasons down the road. And that goes for Jay and Nurys. That goes for Nurys and Olivia, Horacio and Olivia.
Horacio said he cried watching the show again.
and
that, you know, he was very disappointed in Olivia. He spoke to her though, and he wanted to check on her for like her mental health to make sure she was okay and stuff like that. But she wanted to figure out her relationship with Nurys, and he was like, listen, that ain't my business. You got to figure that out on your own time. I'm staying out of it.
That is wise.
It's so hard for me to really give an in-depth on this because we only see the edit.
Yeah.
And we don't know what happened all the way. And we're getting a story told to us through this TV edit.
Oh, yeah.
Do I understand why Olivia's getting hate? 100%, especially after this episode. Because look, I wasn't on her side during this whole Horacio doesn't have my back thing throughout the series.
No, you
weren't. I took it as, I understand you need words of reassurance and you're one of those people, but you have to be able to explain that to people. You can't just expect them to know that. Right. And she wasn't taking that.
To be a sidekick, Rick. Jeez.
And if you're a close enough friend to someone, look, I met Horacio on a Zoom meeting for 2.5 hours, and I know what kind of guy Horacio is as far as communication. He is not a words of reassurance. He is very much, if I've got you, I've got you. You never have to question that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it makes me question a lot more than just what we're being shown is the best way I could put it.
I think it goes both ways for them in their friendship. Like he should have known that that's what she needs, and she should have known that's how he is if you guys are truly friends outside of the show.
Right.
So there really shouldn't have been this level of like tension. You should have known, okay, if this is what I'm needing from him, I need to go ask for it because he's not going to just give it to me. Clearly.
Yeah.
I have to speak up for myself, advocate.
To be fair, I have to remember that they are all between the ages of about 26 to about 30. And I know how many friends I lost in that 4-year gap.
Yep.
And all of my other friends that I know lost in that 4-year gap because you are becoming who you are. And that is what it is.
Hive mind. I didn't wear my snapback today, but look at how much forehead I have with my hair up.
I was going to say, it's because you put your hair up.
That's why.
Look, I'm going to be honest, my forehead stops back here. So.
Oh, stop.
Oh, no, I'm bald under here. That's why there's a hat. It's for aerodynamics.
Oh, my gosh.
But I was going to say that they are in that, like we say, that pressure cooker of a house, and everything is just to the max. Like, even listening to Bananas and CT talk about, they're both saying, like, you have to be so strong mentally to go into that house because you have nothing to do all day. You literally have nothing to do. There's no TV. There's no music. You get to sit there and stare at each other and work out all day. Like, that's it. So I know how bad my mind gets. Sit there and have too much time. And then if you've got people chirping in your ear and gaslighting you, like,
I also think that's
do it.
I think that's why CT is so good at this game, especially now later in life, because he knows who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's confident in who he is.
Yes.
He doesn't need to prove anything, and he knows what it takes to get through it. Which is basically just like the way I put it is like that one guy at work that doesn't talk to anyone till they've been there 90 days, and he's a grumpy old fuck. Like, not that CT is, but that's that guy at work where he's like,
that is my role at work.
Yeah. Until you're here at 90 days, I don't even want to know your name.
I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
He's great at planting seeds and then just watering them. Yeah. He is the gardener of the challenge.
The George R.R. Martin, if you would.
Oh, God.
Sorry, you've got me on Game of Thrones lately.
I know. It's my
Why
fault.
is Daenerys still on?
Before we get into Daenerys, before we get into the Targaryens, okay? I wanted to see because there's something else that happens in this intro portion before we get into the daily, and I'm curious how everybody feels about this. So Berna and Kyland have an interaction of sorts.
Woo-hoo!
And I'm curious how everybody feels about this because I'm still stuck in the what the fuck just happened phase of the fuckery that I just watched on the episode in that moment. Like, what?
I think Kyland just what everyone was thinking. Like, I think he just kind of snapped in that moment and was like, I've had enough.
He was tired of her.
Like, what did she get so mad about? I don't understand what she got so fucking mad about. Like, he didn't say anything bad.
It doesn't have to be about the game, Corrina. It doesn't always have to be about the game.
Oh my God.
Because she was saying that she felt bad for Olivia and Nurys because they were visibly upset when Horacio wasn't coming back. Yeah. And then Kyland immediately snapped back with, well, how sorry are you? And then just like started in on her, and she was like,
you could have made different decisions and not make them sad.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't get why like she like flipped out from that comment from Kyland. Like, why? I don't know.
It's Berna.
I wasn't a massive fan of how Kyland handled the situation because he was very like flippant in his responses to her while standing above her while laughing. Mm. And those are all things that aren't going to lead to a positive interaction.
Yeah.
So as much as he felt that he was doing, like that he was making his attempt at either saying, this is how it is, Berna, you could very easily be on this side, be a number, not make them sad, or this is how it is. But the way that he went about it, I wasn't cool with, because again, like he was basically standing over her, laughing about how she's unkind. Everybody thinks she's unkind.
Yeah, he said, we know you're not kind.
Yeah, it just wasn't a good look. It wasn't a great look. There are 1,000 other ways that it could have been done and would have been more advantageous for both sides of it.
I'm going to take a counter roll to the ones that are about to come up because I hear it coming.
So do I.
And that's not necessarily counter to either of you. I have a little bit of a bleeding heart for Berna. And the reason I have a little bit of a bleeding heart for Berna is because everybody just walks around, just pop shots at her all the fucking time.
You got a thing for the hall monitor?
No, it's just I feel bad a little bit because she's just like
it's the butt cheeks.
She just says something and then someone just pops up like, fuck, what the fuck are you talking about? Fuck
like,
you.
She's like, what's up, everybody? They're like, fuck you, Berna. It's so sad. It's so fucked up.
She's like that one that walks into work and everybody's like, hi, Greg. Fuck.
Not you again.
But here's my thing. Why is it like that? That's what I wonder. Why? Because it can't be everybody else and Berna's doing nothing and everybody is having this similar reaction to her. Even Michelle, who's like her number one, has talked about how fucking crazy and like paranoid Berna is and how like she does like get obnoxious and get loud and get kind of like rude with the other people. So it's like, I feel bad for her, but at the same time, it's kind of like you do this. You clearly are. I don't know what you're doing, but you're clearly doing something to yourself to irritate every fucking body else. And we've seen multiple scenes where she's talking down to people as well, treating them like they're smaller than her or whatever. And maybe she's not standing over them, but she's definitely talking down to them as if she's better than them, above them or whatever. So it's like, you can't expect people to not treat you the way that you're treating literally almost everybody in the house.
I think, though, that stems with the scene that comes after when she's talking to Emanuel, saying how her mom, she has a lot of issues and trauma with her, and that her mom is not a nice person to her. So you have to think...
It's all learned behavior.
Yes, I was just about to say that. It's a learned behavior. So if her parent is not... Like when she said, I try to tell my mom that I understand. And my mom says, what do you understand? You don't know anything.
Yeah.
So think about it. That's like kind of like the same conversation she had with Colleen when she was upset. And then Colleen's trying to give her thing. It's like, no, don't talk to me because I just came here to say what I had to say. Like that sounds a lot like what she may have grew up with. And she even said it that she used to say that her childhood was great, but she didn't realize until she got older that it wasn't as great as she had perceived it. So I think that she's just really needing to heal from these traumas and maybe she will calm the hell down. But still, there's no excuse for how you're talking to people. There's absolutely no excuse. But there is a sense of understanding now of where it comes from. But it's like, baby girl, figure that life out because this ain't gonna work.
I think this goes back to what we were just saying in the beginning about like if you are not strong mentally and you don't have your shit figured out, this probably isn't the place for you. Like this is not a place for you to have therapy and work on your trauma.
Yeah, this is not healing area.
This is just gonna bring out to that and learned behavior that you are trying to maybe change, but you're not in an environment to change it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of what I was going to get at. Prior to this conversation to Emanuel, I had a very different view on Berna. And then once I heard that, it made a lot of sense to me because there are multiple scientific studies that show the way you love is basically a learned behavior from your mother. How you play is a learned behavior from your father, typically. And there's multiple studies that show different brainwaves are activated from children during these scenarios when they're growing up. So with that being said, and hearing that her mom is a little bit, without saying too much, because I understand it, but a little bit harsh and untactful is what I'm assuming when she speaks to her child, is how that child in turn is showing her affections or the way she reacts to people. And it makes a lot of sense.
It definitely humanized her. That scene humanized her.
100%. Yeah. I agree with 100%. If you have those kind of issues that you are dealing with and you were trying to root out, the challenge house is not the place for you to be.
No.
And there is a reason why there is a unanimous kind of feeling in the fan base where they don't like Berna, is because Berna's not supposed to be in the challenge right now. give her time to heal and then bring her into the challenge. And I'm sure we will see a much different player that probably doesn't make as compelling of television, but is a better challenger. You know what I mean?
But we'll still get those cheeks out.
It'll be a reverse turbo.
I feel like you just looked that up on Urban Dictionary before you came on.
Reverse turbo.
Don't do that. You will regret it.
Oh.
But it was so sweet seeing Emanuel cry, though, for his mom and saying how blessed he was to have her. That was so beautiful.
It really was. That moment, that was really sweet.
And then he called her.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then he called his mom. Like, that was really sweet. I love that. I love that.
Look, I'm going to be honest, as a mama's boy, because I was raised by a single mom, and everything that Berna said, I felt very bad, and I understand it because I've seen people in that scenario, and I'm lucky enough to have not been in that scenario. I love that conversation that Emanuel had with his
Absolutely.
mom.
Yes.
And
Me too.
it endeared me much more towards him in that situation.
It's very reminiscent of like when I lived in Vancouver. I moved when I was 18, right? So I moved from one side of Canada to the other. And without knowing anyone, I was just like, I'm going to Vancouver Film
That's
School.
wild.
And I remember those conversations with my mom and with my dad of like, this is my lifeline. Because I obviously like made friends in film school, everything like that. But like I was on the other side of Canada. And like I was basically as far away as you can go before you start coming back the other way. And so those conversations are like so important and so grounding. So to be able to see that from Emanuel gives like such a, and we already know, but a lot of fans don't realize, but it gives so much of like another layer to Emanuel, just the same as it gave Berna of like humanizing her. It gave Emanuel like another layer, another reason why we all want him to keep coming back.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, and like I was going to say, you know, I'm actually more in the Berna camp than I am in the Emanuel camp in this situation. Like I had a very toxic relationship with my mother all my life. I haven't spoken to her in 6 years. I have a child that she's never met. And the last thing that my mom ever said to me was that she went to the doctor and the doctor found a brain tumor and the doctor told her that I caused the brain tumor. So, yes, lovely stuff.
Ouch.
So
Yikes.
I sympathize. I sympathize deeply with Berna. Like that's some toxic, fucked up shit. So I sympathize with her a lot. But I also, like you guys said, I think it's just not the right kind of situation for her. But it was really nice to see those two contrasting sides of them and to see like, you know, the connection that they have, you know, because Emanuel can give her, you know, support where she might not feel it elsewhere. So I love that she's got Emanuel in the house.
100%.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's a good lifeline for her, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. We call this the Trash Talk Roundtable. I know we did a little bit of that and then we humanized it a ton.
Oh, Jesus, criminy.
Let's make it a little bit more fun and let's talk about this daily. First of all,
what daily?
That was trash.
Yeah, it was
Boring. Stupid.
What did they do?
I don't even understand the rules.
Who tested it?
Did they have an instructional class? Because James acted like he wasn't at class.
No,
It's because he doesn't speak English.
but also it looks like his was completely different than everyone else's.
It was, yeah.
Oh my God.
The thing that I don't understand is like I think the entire point of the daily was to slide down the rope and then stop it before you fall off.
Right.
So if you're sliding down a rope and you're given gloves, would you not assume that the gloves are sufficient to slide down the rope?
Yeah.
That's why I said, who tested this?
Not rip to shit and then rip your hands to shit.
It looked like it was only Jay and Horacio that hurt their hand, though. Or at least that's all they showed.
James and Horacio, you mean?
James and Horacio, yeah.
Did I say? Oh, sorry.
Here's the thing with that is you're not supposed to, if what I think happened, which was they were holding the rope right above it like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're falling so fast, the friction, the glove you would need a welding glove to keep that because it's going to get that fucking hot. Which they probably should have had. But with that being said, I believe you're supposed to hold the rope more over here and have a looser grip. And you're not supposed to try to go down it as fast as you fucking can. It was just a poorly thought out daily, in my opinion.
stupid too. Like,
and it was so boring. They just jumped off and slid down.
whose fucking idea was this?
This is how he's gonna go out? I'm so pissed.
Yeah.
I wasn't upset about it.
I know you weren't. I thought it the whole time, Rick.
I'm sorry, I wasn't.
Because you're a heartless fool.
So really quick. So on Wednesday night, right after the episode aired on the East Coast, we legitimately had not even watched it because we didn't even have it on the West Coast yet. So we hadn't even seen the episode. But Nurys went live. And we already knew what happened for the elimination part. So we were like, we're not missing this live, whatever. We'll just find out what happened in the episode on the live, I guess. We're going to watch it regardless, whatever. So we watched the live. The very first thing she said is that this daily was super fucking sketch. And she feels like this daily was rigged for Jay. Because if you pay attention... Yeah. Horacio had like no fucking rope at the end of his, like there was none at the little thingy, like he was literally all the way at the very bottom of it. When Jay raised his hand, he still had a little bit up there. And I guess she said he had a little bit more at the bottom or something like that. I don't know. But legitimately, I guess everybody in the like the cast, she said, including Jay, all already thought that they just like knew Horacio was going to win. So like, and then they called Jay the winner, and we're like trying to figure out how that actually happened. Did it come down to a time thing or like I don't know. Like what the fuck?
Again, they said it was separated by seconds. Like, is it always going to be separated by seconds? Come on, guys, give me a break.
Yes, sometimes it's like more than 60 seconds. But it's always separated by seconds.
It's always seconds.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It gets me so mad every time I hear separated by seconds. I'm like, can we stop the lies?
This is what I hate when people are like, it's not a competition show. It's a reality show. No, motherfucker, this is a competition show because if you don't win the competition, you don't get to do the reality part.
Yeah, exactly.
Give us fucking timers.
Yeah.
Let us know what the time is. You're not killing anything. You don't have to show us the actual order they go in. You can go from slowest to fastest. And then it still builds the surprise. Or you can mix it up.
Well,
Think about what Big Brother does. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I agree with you. And it's funny because today I did Friday. What's today? February 2nd or something?
Yeah, it's
anyway.
We're doing this again tomorrow.
Actually, it's the 3rd here. We time jumped, so.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It is the 3rd, yeah.
I'm in the future.
So I did
people from the past.
I did In Challenge History, and it was the premiere of The Inferno season 8. And in this, it was a 2-episode premiere, episodes 1s and 2s. 1 and 2. 1s and 2s. But anyway, so episode 2 was the bird feeder one, the one where they had to put like the live worms in their mouth, and then they had to like feed it into the little chicken thing.
With the chicken suits.
And then they had like the one where Julie tried to kill Veronica. Well, but for both of those dailies, they had a running fucking time clock in the bottom that told you what the final time was for each team. Real world, and road rules. Wow, that's...
Now you know my issues.
Real world. Real.
You
want
to try saying yes and West together? That one's fucking
that one's
tough.
Messed up. I'm glad we don't have to do that.
They're not allowed on the same season together anymore.
Never again.
Why can't we just get the timers? Like, it's not like they've never done this. Is my point. It's not like
Where's
never.
the guy that did the agility and it takes this much endurance and whatever the percentage? Why can't he do the timer?
Oh, the stat guy. He's doing titles this year.
He could do the timer.
He could.
He got hired for titles.
Called like End of the Line, which is the name of this daily. The fuck?
Yeah, it was the end of the line because I almost turned that shit off.
I have a question. How do we feel about the fact that TJ given them more money, but he did give them a chance to win a $1,500 Under Armour gift card with their Under Armour shoes?
It was 15,000.
Oh, 15,000? Oh, I thought it was 1,500.
I didn't know you could buy that much Under Armour.
What do you spend?
That's like 4 Under Armour things.
Is it?
That's the 4 terrible sneakers that they have on.
That's what I didn't understand. They're like, here's a close-up shot of this commercial for shoes. Here's a thing that you only use your hands.
Yeah.
Because these are horrible shoes. Ask Jordan wisely.
We can't let people walk in these. We have to make it all hands.
Just add them to the fucking Under Armour to the Olive Garden category. Because when you're here, you're family.
I think Under Armour would be more like medieval times.
Yeah, that is true.
Fair.
That would be cool.
Anyways, it was a horrible fucking daily.
Yeah.
All around.
I hated it. I hated every second of it. It was terribly designed, terribly thought out. Should have never even been an idea. Whoever came up with it should be fired.
But I did like Emanuel smacking his ass because it looked juicy. Like, throw that ass in a velour suit.
There you go.
With juicy on the butt.
Yup,
There you
juicy, baby.
What's funny is I wasn't paying attention to the rundown of who it was. I saw somebody smacking their ass. I was like, that's Emanuel.
That ass was like plump.
Yeah.
I was talking to him yesterday and I asked him, I was like, so how was that daily? And he goes, I was so fucking hungover. We drank the day before. We didn't think we had a challenge. I was like, well played, sir. Well played.
Yeah. Funny how we don't see any of that.
No. Because Ed went... Did you just say Ed went live or Emanuel? Because my thing glitched.
No, I was talking to Emanuel.
Okay, that's what I thought. But then I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong. It's not your
No.
That's what I thought. It's my analogy. But Ed also went live the other day. And normally, I'm not going to lie, normally I don't hop on, but I was scrolling through Instagram and I was like, ooh, Ed's on. And he said same thing. He was like, I don't know if maybe I didn't do great at this one because I was hungover. Like, we were drinking the night before. And he even, like,
Your impersonation.
He went really fast. He went really fast down the rope. And he's like, they didn't show it at all. They just showed me at the end.
Well, because he already said it. He was like, I'm going to go really fast at the start and then go slow at the end. I was like, okay, cool.
Well, here's
That's
my thing. And this is where I'm going to double down on I'm just pissed off at Ed by his move. I'm more pissed off at him than I was about them putting him in that situation as far as Nurys and all that. But like,
I'm like, all you had to do was stay on.
Bro, all you have to do is stay on the fucking rope and you won't lose. Just jump and clamp that motherfucker and be like, check. Guess what? You're not getting purged.
Yeah.
This is where we miss Wes or someone like Devin, because that's what they would have done. Oh, he fell? Oh, he fell? Okay, guess what? Check. I'm done.
Yeah, they would have just jumped off and then stopped and just said, check.
Yeah. And Ed said it after the fact.
Because he would have won.
But like, that's once somebody falls, that's all you have to do.
That's it.
Especially if you're in the middle of the pack anyway, because nobody is saying your name. They're still trying to get Kyland and Horacio out.
Exactly. Like, it made no sense.
How wild was Corey going down that? Holy moly. He was just like, fast stop, fast stop, fast stop. I was like, sir, stop what you're doing. It's not going to work.
Be gentle on the handle. Be gentle.
Yeah, just stop.
Now, I want to know if it was the edit or if James wasn't able to clamp at all on the way down, because he was talking about how his handle didn't look the same as what Horacio had on his stuff. They showed him start to descend and then cut to somebody else and then showed him fall. But then in another shot, he was still going down fast when they were showing like a wider shot of everybody descending. So I'm trying to not say go down because Rick's a child. And I just want to know, like, if James actually wasn't able to stop at all and basically just went from the top of the tower into the water.
He did say that he struggled because he said his hand was burning from the rope. So maybe his hand was burning so much that he didn't think, like, he couldn't do two things at the same time. Oh God, I gotta put my hands down. I'm sorry. That's gonna get real crazy.
You're good.
I don't want people to be double fist in here.
Here's my thing is, I'm not even that mad as far as like I was last week at Ed and what I said. I don't really mean that. I wish he would come back.
Yeah.
But I'm mad because he could have single-handedly made sure James was going home.
I know. And I was going to say, how different would this have been if James had been the one that went home?
Yeah, and instead we have to watch Moriah banana backpack James through the rest of the fucking season.
So fucking good, Rick. So good.
Yeah, that was really good. And it's like it's even more terrible because it's banana. The correlation is just bad.
I know.
Well, all's fair. Love won the challenge.
But it would have been nice if James did get eliminated, because then at that point, then we could have probably put Moriah at the bottom into elimination, because she would have been so pissed off. She'd want to go after everybody. So instead, of course, nobody's going to call her name because she's going to be coming back with a vengeance for no reason.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. So I would have rather seen her go to elimination.
Same.
So anyways, long story short, Jay ends up winning.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand this fucking game.
I was going to say, it doesn't help that none of us actually understood the rules of the daily, even though like at least two of us watched it twice. And like,
I did too.
So I don't know what happened. I don't know what the rules were. I think it was stop the furthest down the fastest.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
I legitimately thought I didn't pay attention the first time I watched it. And then Corrina had it on this time, and I was like, all right, I'm going to pay attention to the daily. And I listened. And I had no fucking clue what they were doing until they started jumping off the fucking edge. I was like, oh, okay. I get this.
I kind of wish they would have put like, I don't know, something else, like do a puzzle before you could jump or something.
Yeah.
Something extra, because just jumping off of it was just stupid.
Mm-hmm. Oh, trivia would have been so good at the top.
Yeah, like, hold on. Okay, if you get the question wrong, you got to let go for 2 seconds. 1,000, 2,000. You know what I mean? Do something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Or like have different spots they have to hit.
It makes me wonder too, though. Like, I wonder if maybe they had something else planned that didn't work out, and this was just like the last minute thing they could throw together. Because that's what it feels like.
Make them climb the fucking rope. Then
tell me that that's not what it feels like. It's like a last minute throw together daily because something else didn't work out.
They realized they had too many people and they couldn't start the final this episode. They're like, fuck, we got to do one extra one.
We got to do an extra one. No.
Anyways, so Jay ends up winning. He's the only winner of this situation because he got a $15,000 gift card to Under Armour while we had to sit here and watch this fucking daily. The other loser that get purged immediately was Ed. Unfortunately, not James.
Yeah.
Such a good season, though.
So I've got to keep subtitles on for another week minimum.
Damn, James, damn.
Dude, I thought CT mumbled bad. Jesus Christ.
Did you guys catch Olivia's commentary?
Which one?
When Ed got eliminated?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, about how she didn't care because, you're not for me, you're against me.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, she said karma's a bitch. If you're not for me, you're against me. And that's just one less person on Jay's alliance.
Well, it didn't matter if they were for her because clearly she's against her own people that she's for, supposedly.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's against Jay's alliance at the daily, but then she's with Jay's alliance by deliberation.
Audacity.
It was confusing, but Michelle's face when she's talking to James, and she said that he descended way faster than Ed did. And then she turned around and she had this look on her face.
She's like,
even
no!
replicate. But she was just like, she was pissed at what she was saying, but couldn't show it
comprehend
to James.
it.
Yeah. So she just turned around and faced back to the daily and was just like,
the devastation of understanding what just happened.
like, how am I losing Ed in this situation?
This fucking whole I don't know. Conquest is really great, but this daily is... Stop letting the fucking 100% heart guy decide dailies, all right?
Yeah, come on, guys.
Just give him the timer.
I will say, I like the aspect of the person who ends up last in the dailies goes home.
Yeah, me too.
I like that.
Yeah, I love that.
I would be happy to see that in more seasons than not. As much as it's fine to see like the person who's last in the daily goes into elimination, that can still be gamed, and you can still like maneuver it so you get somebody who goes into elimination, that you figure that out. I think it adds a way more dynamic element if the person who comes in last in the daily is just fucking gone.
Yeah, I like
100%. I mean, I wouldn't care if they said, all right, first or last person in daily, you're out. Second to last, you're into elimination, and then winner gets to pick who goes in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be interesting.
Like,
They've done that before.
Were you guys surprised about the Michelle, like Jay saying that he had to figure out between Michelle and Emanuel? I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah.
I just thought Michelle was a shoo-in.
I feel like it was like more of an offhand comment than like a full scale. I've laid out all my options, but even when he said it, I still fully anticipated him saying Michelle.
But I just felt like it was such a weird statement.
I feel like that's part of his like manipulation tactic in this game is he wants Michelle under his thumb and he knows it's going to make her kind of like scramble to be like, oh Jay, no, pick me.
I thought the bigger tell, and props to Devin because he said this on his live, I believe, is when Jay said, I'm done hunting. And it's like, no, you're not, motherfucker.
Yeah,
no,
he was very much manipulating the situation.
He contradicted himself.
He doesn't want to get his hands dirty. He's trying to put everything on Michelle. That's why he keeps saying like, oh, I only have the first pick. The rest is up to you. She only has one pick too. What are you talking about, buddy? Like, everybody has one pick.
Do you think it's low key because what she said to him last week? Like, oh, it's your friends.
Oh, maybe.
I'm not the lead. Like, that's kind of where I was leaning is like, yes, Jay only has one vote, and yes, Michelle only has one vote. But if it's all Michelle's friends that are within the rest of the alliance, then it is ultimately something that she can influence a lot more than Jay can influence.
But he is influencing it by talking the way that he's talking. He's planting seeds. He's not trying to say like, oh, it wasn't me. But what Berna said is right. But I mean, that's up to you. Like, you got to figure that out. You got to do that.
Yeah, that was a one-way direction. Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one thing I do like though, and it's like the North Star of the challenge with Horacio and Kyland, is that they're going to protect the girls. Like,
oh yeah.
That was like the
They're
first
so
thing they
cute.
said. They're like, we know
literally.
we're going in. Let's just see what we can do to protect Nurys and Olivia.
Yeah.
And I think it was telling that it wasn't protect Nurys. It was protect Nurys and
Olivia.
And Olivia. Yep.
Yep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
After that, that's pretty much all that happened in the house after the daily.
Yeah.
So they start getting ready because they're going to go to the club and listen to this quick ad. Let's go with the short intro music.
You ready?
Fuck yeah.
Challenge Fandom Podcast.
Oh, no, that's the wrong one.
What?
My bad.
Now I got to hear it. I'm going to get hyped off that.
I'm sorry.
He liked my story. He saw my story.
You're
All right,
welcome.
Here, just for you.
Challenge Fandom Podcast. Unplugged.
Does that make you or hear this one? Does this one get you happy?
The Challenge Fandom Podcast continue to be absolutely bananas.
All right, let's go.
You ready? You hyped now?
Now I'm unhyped.
Oh, jeez.
We don't have a J1 saying, let's make Nurys choose.
It's true.
Need Jay saying he's not hunting.
That's an aggressive term. Hey guys, welcome back.
Give it to the streets.
I love it. I love it.
This was actually a break for everybody, not just you guys listening wherever you're listening. But anyways, getting back into it. They went to the club, right? And what had happened was a lot of shit.
Wow.
They had like a 2-second clip of them having fun. There was a cute little kick line with the girly.
Yeah.
And funny line of Corey saying like, oh, we'll cheers to Ed, but let's play him some country music. And then back to the game.
The country music is what did it. You don't do that at the club. It brings the level down.
That was the womp.
I told you we got to get that hood, that ratchet.
You got blue and red lights. You have to match that. You know what I mean? And then
Blue and red lights. I'm telling you, that's the ratchet. That's the cops.
I was gonna say blue and red.
I just always think of that one scene of what's his Trump at that political rally, and the lights come on. He's like, "Turn the lights off! Turn the lights off!"
Katie left.
Oh, no.
She'll be right back. We're gonna have to get out of full screen.
I know.
Well, we brought ourselves back, but we might be taking. Oh no,
She's
we're
back again.
I don't know what happened.
That's okay. We're back.
I legitimately forgot that there was a full screen option until you just said that.
You're welcome. Now you can see this in all its glory.
Yep.
Horrible.
4D.
4D.
Well, I think actually in the 30s.
Oh my God. I see it in time too. Fuck. I'm sorry to anyone who's watching this live.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Or not live, but on video.
Anyway.
Yeah, in the club, I did like how Moriah tells Nurys that Jay told her the plan to put Horacio and Kyland down. Like,
literally right after he just told Nurys that I just...
Exactly. I'm not hunting. But he wants to put them down there with someone like Colleen, which I halfway do believe it, just because he straight up told Colleen, like, outside of Raven, you're going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look, and I get it. Like, in their mind, 2 people are coming back from elimination, right? Because that's what just happened with the first one. So they're like, oh, we'll put Colleen down there. So we're not putting our people necessarily down there, but we're still making it to where obviously Horacio and Kyland are going to win and come back. So I get that like approach to it, but it's still like, I see Nurys's point. Like, why is James always safe? I'm literally asking you one fucking time to keep my dude safe. We're supposed to be number ones. Why is Moriah's dude safe? And I get the other side of it as well, where it's like, obviously Horacio and Kyland are way bigger threats in a final than James is. So I get why James is easier to keep around. But it's just like, I see why Nurys is so upset with this, because she feels like she's not appreciated or respected in this alliance with Jay.
Yeah, because you're saying something in my face and then doing another.
And they had the or what were they called?
Fantastic Four.
What happened there? Like, I know Asaf's gone now, but the 3 of you are still there. So is it because you lost your name, so now there's just 3 of you, so fuck it? Or
you know what it is? They're the 3 amigos. It's the Destiny's Child of the challenge. She just Nurys said, I'm getting rid of Jay, I'm getting rid of Michelle, and I'm bringing in Kyland and Horacio.
Beyonce.
That's the Destiny's Child of them.
She about to go solo.
For you old school fans, like it's like Diana Ross and the Supremes. So that's only if you know. If you know, you know.
You know, yeah, for
if
sure.
If not, you need to go listen to Motown. Go put that on your Spotify or your SoundCloud, whatever the fuck you guys listen to nowadays.
So really quick, I gave Berna quite a bit of shit earlier. I want to know what you guys think about her suggestion to Jay and Michelle in the club to put Olivia down there with Horacio and Kyland, because Olivia is the only one not really tied to them, super tight, that could potentially beat them in the elimination. I'm kind of curious, what do you guys think about this plan? If we're looking at it like objectively, like unbiasedly, forgetting that it's like Olivia, who at this moment everybody still really loves. What did you guys think about this idea that Berna came up with?
I think it's smart. It doesn't burn the bridge with Nurys. It doesn't burn the bridge.
Yeah.
Ooh.
it saves Nurys as well. It does put Kyland and Horacio down, but really they were going to be in the elimination regardless. So it just comes down to who that other person is. What I didn't necessarily agree with is Michelle gets mad at the plan because Berna is trying to save Colleen, who is her person, whereas Michelle is trying to save everyone else in the house.
Literally everyone.
Yeah, gets mad at Berna for making the suggestion that the only person that Berna's trying to protect be safe.
And she wants to save her too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's my thing with it is it's like, look, everybody keeps talking about, oh, Michelle's running the game. Michelle's running the game. Why is Michelle running the game?
'Cause
Because
you're
everybody is letting
her
run the fucking game.
Yeah.
That's why. She's
In
literally,
sync.
she talks about this situation right here like she's the only one who can make the decision, right?
Yeah.
She's like, I can't do anything else for you. When really, everybody else could just rise up against her. And fucking
And
put
Jay.
whoever the hell they want in. They could put her ass in if they wanted to. But no, but I don't, and I get it. I know Berna and Michelle are friends and all of that and blah de da. So I get it. But it's just like she's running the game and she's making all the choices because everybody is allowing her to run the game and make all the choices.
So I'm gonna change the perspective on this a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, I went in a little hard.
No, and I'm gonna let us get back into it because it kind of plays into this. I just think that there's actually 3 alliances in this house. Just 2 of them are working together.
Yeah.
And the 3 alliances is obviously Jay, Michelle, and which is Corey, and it was Ed, but now it's more, and Emanuel's in there, but Emanuel's got an alliance of him, Berna,
And
Colleen, and they've pulled Corey in. So it's almost like a 4 and 4.
Right.
And then you have the other 3 now, or the other 4, which was Olivia, Nurys, Horacio, and Kyland.
Right.
And so I want to give credit to this second alliance because they're smart enough to know by themselves they would get knocked out,
Yeah.
right? But with them making those connections to Jay and Michelle, how Berna has with Michelle and Emanuel has with Jay, that they've basically kept their whole alliance safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're trying to get people off the end, and Colleen's an option, but this other alliance of Emanuel, Berna, convince Michelle and Jay that it's better just to fucking hack off the head of this other alliance.
Right.
They're the ones who are in the alliance but realize the pecking order.
Yes.
And that's where you have a disadvantage of being in a big alliance this close to the end of the game, because there are so many people that you're trying to protect that you can't protect everyone, and all you're going to do is make yourself less trustworthy for the remainder of the game, and possibly it'll take a season or 2 for you to get back to neutral, whereas you've got that group of 4 who are doing extremely well. And I would say that Ed is probably more so in that group when he was in the game than necessarily with Jay and Michelle. It's just a matter that in the pecking order, he came in above them just by process of elimination. So Emanuel would have been ahead of him, and then it would have been Ed, and then probably Corey, possibly. I know that Jay would have swapped Corey and Ed in that situation because that's where the votes went, that one deliberation. But I would say that it's just a matter of pecking order, and that group of 4, based on who's there, based on who that group of 4 is, they could easily flip it without anybody else even realizing what happened.
I don't want to point a finger, but I found it very interesting that during a majority of the conversation at the end of the club scene with Jay and Michelle, he kept reiterating that he only has 1 vote and the rest is in her hands because obviously she's got more votes. It's on her who she saves. Like, they're not working together to try to figure this shit out.
Well, and here's my thing is it almost, to me, this whole thing with Jay where he's like, it's in your hands. It's your choice. It's your pick. It's your friends. I only have the first pick to pick you, and then it's all on you. I almost feel like, because just an episode ago, he was telling her how he's been the one keeping her ass safe all fucking season, and insinuating that maybe he had all the friends.
Yep.
So this flip right here is a little funny to me, but why I think this is happening, and I could be 100% wrong. This is just like personal speculation. The reason I think this is happening is I think that Jay, because he's leaning so hard into this, it makes me feel like he's doing this on purpose so that if something bad happened, because he's getting down to the end of people that he's all friends with. So if something bad happens, he doesn't want the heat on him. He can say, I didn't do this, which is exactly what he ends up doing. I didn't do this. This isn't the order I wanted. But when it came time to trying to pick an order, all he did was scream at everybody with his 14 fucking pages of lists and was screaming at Michelle. How did she not get up and knock that dude on his ass? Because, like, yelling at me like that, bro.
Because she was too busy trying to restrain herself from hitting Moriah.
That too, yeah.
Michelle's expressions this episode were on point.
Yeah.
Like when Jay's got his list and then he finally throws it down and she's like, well, what do you want? He's like, I want the most people in our alliance to be safe rather than just one of your friends. And she just glares at him from the other side of the room with her notebook and just starts dropping facts about James.
I've only known him for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Which also, so has Moriah. But
True.
it's just like, yeah, James is there because of Moriah. So James can do the dirty work.
Agreed. I feel like at this point, I get Moriah wants to keep her little boo thing around, but they've literally kept him safe all fucking season long. Like, you can't get mad at people now that we're literally coming down to literally the end. They know it because Berna said in the club, we're only like 1 week away from the final. So they're very aware of how much time is left before they get to the final. So you know it's coming. Yeah. You can't expect people to keep your boyfriend safe.
And doesn't Nurys want her boyfriend to be safe? Like, what about her? And they walked in with them. Because I'm pretty sure when I was listening to the official one, they said that Horacio said that.
I did that to someone last week. Don't know why. Oh, balloons.
What? How does that do that?
I don't know.
What's happening?
I want that.
She knows all the sorcery.
Oh, she covered something. I do heart hands all the time. It doesn't do anything.
So
she's magic. How why?
You are
Because
magical.
you're looking through it like Batman.
What the heck? Oh, wow. Okay, that's
She's got
crazy.
something turned on that we don't have turned on.
I want it.
But he said that Horacio said that Jay was his number one going in. So the fact that you're able to go against someone that you walked in with that was supposed to be a part of your crew, and you're gonna go with this guy that can't even speak English, right, Rick?
Technically, he's not in their alliance.
From England.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense. Nothing about that whole thing.
Was Jay also aware that Horacio was going in as his number one?
I feel like he said he had a conversation with him.
And that's not to discredit Horacio, because I'm like a huge Horacio fan, but I mean, like,
I don't feel like Horacio would have said that without any type of context or conversation with Jay prior to.
Yeah. I don't know, but needless to say, you're putting people that you actually know behind someone that you just met.
Yeah.
And that's not right.
No, and they were like, I know that Horacio sort of like veered away from that main alliance pretty early on, just because he wasn't really talking to them and he was hanging out with Zara and them more. But it's really interesting now, again, like that James is still there, but with Moriah completely immediately turning around and then telling Nurys everything that they just had a conversation about. What's the point of having Moriah in your alliance? All that she's doing is guaranteeing that she's always going to save James.
Yes.
And telling everybody else your business.
And is it only because they want James there because they know that they stand a chance against him in the final? Like, is that the only reason?
Plot twist, James wins 39.
I think that's Jay's reason.
Yeah. I think so too.
He won't say it, but...
It's exactly, well, it's because it's a Tory curse. Tory said it one time.
Yeah. Yeah. Said she wanted to go against one of the weaker girls, and the fucking fans ripped her up. The fucking challengers ripped her up. Like, for literally no reason, for literally something everybody said.
For basically saying, I want to go against someone in a physical competition that is smaller than me.
Like,
that I want to as well. Anyways, it's, I don't know. Just this whole situation, there's so much manipulation behind it and all of this. I wish someone would cut through the fucking red tape and just be like, why are we still bullshitting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just do
Well, how does Michelle also not see what Jay's doing? I feel like she has blinders up to him because that conversation that they had.
Yeah, but I wanted to know, when did he go in the sand?
Never. He didn't.
He literally said that he was put in the line of fire. And they put me in the sand. When?
Because of the stalemate, I guess.
But he didn't go in the sand.
But here's my thing. This is stupid. This is so fucking stupid because here's the thing, okay? Even if there wasn't a stalemate, Jay was not safe. Nobody was safe. You're always up for elimination in the chaos section with the mercenary possibly grabbing that fucking thing. What's it called again?
The mace.
The mace thing, okay? And so you weren't going to be safe with the fucking stalemate or not. So why is Nurys and Olivia being part of a stalemate the reason that you were in the line of fire? No, you were in the line of fire because you didn't win the daily, period.
You didn't change your vote either.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't change it either. I just, I don't understand that thought of oh, your vote. No, bro, you didn't win. So that's why
I could have gone home to CT.
You would have potentially gone home to CT even if there was no stalemate. So why is Nurys's vote the one that put you in the line of fire? No, you were in the line of fire.
Why
anyway.
isn't Olivia's vote?
Somebody has to be blamed, Corrina. Somebody has to get a blame.
But I just don't like to. He pulls up to, at the very end of there, he says to her, and you're vulnerable right now.
Emotional.
Coming from the drama king himself.
Sorry, I was very angry about that conversation.
And that's what I'm saying. At a certain point, you are already playing this role. You're so close to the final that everybody knows you're close to the final. Why are you still trying to hold aces up your fucking sleeve? The game's over. It's time to call.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's time to show your cards, and this is where we're at. This is what's fucking happening. And either you have the numbers to stop us or you don't have the fucking numbers to stop us, and you guys don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love you. We can be friends out of this, but this is mine. I want it. And you're going to get more respect in the long run because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now with that, and it's okay to have that at the very end of the season because it still gives you a climax to the social gameplay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't ruin it, just like they used to have timers on there, and it doesn't ruin the suspense of who's going to win or not going to win.
Nope.
You know what I mean? I did want to ask you guys, it was a very brief moment in this house scene, but Nurys talks about quitting in front of Olivia and Michelle. Did you guys think she was really going through with it at any point?
No, I didn't think that she was necessarily even talking about quitting. I thought she was talking about, I'm not going to bother trying to save myself anymore. If I go into elimination, I go into elimination.
Yeah.
I didn't see that as I'm packing my shit and going home.
I mean, I'm interested with the edit, who fucking knows, but I don't. Maybe she had a moment where she was low and she's like starting to, it's very clear where everyone is standing, where blah, blah, blah. So I'll just go home now. I think she just frustrated and that was her way to let it out. But no, I don't think.
I think it was messed up though, that her best friend used it against her.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because that should have been girl talk. No, but she said, don't blindside me, Michelle.
She said me and Nurys, yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was like an afterthought of saying and Nurys.
When we are to believe that Nurys was saying that she was ready to go home, Olivia...
Sorry, just really quick, I just want to interject that, yes, that is exactly what she meant. She talked about that on her live as well. That she did actually that was what she wanted to do, was she was going to leave so that because again, they were thinking 2 people get to stay, 1 person gets eliminated. So she was thinking if she left, Horacio and Kyland would be safe and there just wouldn't be an elimination and they had a better chance of winning the season and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, sorry.
But as a fan, she shouldn't have said that because the challenge is ruthless. They'll probably be like, yeah, go ahead, go home. We're still going to have an elimination.
I was going to say that they would just still have one, especially where they're trying to get numbers down. But when Nurys was talking about that, Olivia's response was that you can't do that to me.
Yeah.
And I understand
I need you.
That it is a single person winning. And I understand that at this point in the game, you're pretty much left with the stacked cast that you've eliminated some of the people that aren't quite at that level yet. And it is about self-preservation. But there was a lot, and I like Olivia, but there were a lot of times in this episode where whatever was happening was immediately relayed as how it impacts her, rather than like how it impacts the person that it's happening to.
I just think that, especially in this scenario, Nurys has all valid claims as she's arguing with both Olivia and Michelle in this situation, especially with Michelle when she brings up the fact that she's more interested in saving Moriah and James than her. And as if Nurys and Michelle have had the better connection, from which we've seen, it seems like, on this season.
Right.
But it's just been, like she said, obviously one vote after another, they're saving Moriah and James and not saving him or her and Horacio or even her.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Michelle made it a point too, to in the later portion where they save Olivia up front.
Well, and like earlier, they were even saying, like earlier in the season, they were already talking about how Moriah wasn't even with them anymore. And now all of a sudden she's like one of the integral parts of the alliance that will fall apart if she's not in it. And like the game has gone on for so long that there have been so many major shifts in the alliances and in the pairings that it's not even the same game that it was at the start of this season.
Yeah, because please, I'm still trying to figure out how Corey's still around.
Because nobody knows that he's there.
Well, and here's the thing, just real quick, is I think the reason Moriah and James are safe is because Jay and Michelle know it's a third and fourth vote for them. They're going to do whatever Jay and Michelle want to do. And Nurys might lean that way, but with Horacio, he's not going to do that. He's going to vote for who he wants to vote for.
He has since the beginning. Very first vote.
Exactly.
So anyway, what I was actually going to say, Tony, going off what you were just talking about, is
Squirrel.
It's there. Oh, okay. It's there. I got it. Okay. So you were talking about how, the season's been going on so long and there's been so many alliance changes and stuff like that. And I know that we've talked a lot about, we're just now talking, we're at episode 16 and we're like, this is the best episode of the season. And we're literally 3 episodes away from the season ending. So it's taken a lot. There's a lot of buildup, right? If you think about it, older seasons, which fans keep ranting and raving about how they miss it and blah, 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 blah. Older seasons, there used to only typically be between like 10 to like 15 episodes in total.
Or 6.
Okay, so I'm wondering, what do you guys think about, do you guys think that stretching the season out the way they have is making seasons more boring? Like if they went back to like a shorter format, that it would kind of push the progression of the gameplay along quicker and we might get more entertaining seasons again? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, in all honesty, yeah. Because they'd have less time to be doing all
fucking around.
Yeah, there'd be less time for all this bullshit.
And if you do a season where you do keep this like last person is out, you can still have a large cast, because that's what they're doing now, right? The seasons are going on longer because they have a much bigger cast than they used to.
Right.
And it takes so long to weed them out to get to a number where they can run a final. But if you do a season where it's like, here, right out of the gate, yeah, we've got like 30 people in the house, but every daily somebody leaves, and then every elimination somebody else leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you're losing 2 an episode, and you can still have a tight season. And if you've got a dynamic like that, where it's just like, not only do you have to maintain your alliances, but you also cannot come in last in the daily, then that's going to amp things up as well.
Hell yeah. And if they did the dodgeball format still.
I still want the episode to be the 90 minutes, but I would rather the actual gameplay to be shorter. But like how you were saying, I still want long episodes because I still want to see what's happening. Because the idea is if it is that condensed, there would be a lot more substance to the episodes because they're having to do more work and figure things out and stuff like that. So I would like that.
Well, at this point, what the typical filming for a typical flagship season at this point is anywhere from like 6 to 8 weeks. Could you imagine if they cut that down to 4 weeks and they forced them to play this game in 4 weeks? Like how much that would just speed the gameplay along. Something interesting would be happening every single fucking episode all the time.
Or do it the Challenge UK way.
You wouldn't have an opportunity to get comfortable in the game because like you don't have time to do that. You got to hurry up and get these fuckers out because you only got 4 weeks to make sure you're the one at the final. Like that. I feel like it would, like, putting that pressure on the gameplay would kind of bring back some of that, like, I don't know how to put into words exactly what I'm saying.
It's hard to know because we have it, but because it's through streaming, nobody knows the actual numbers. Because if we could know what the actual viewership of was for All Stars, then we would actually get a good comparison. Because what you're talking about is All Stars, just without OG. That's all it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and without that comparison, it's hard for me to say, yes, this would answer it. I think the biggest issue with this season is the fact that not enough returning vets were on it to actually bring in the long-standing viewership that tune in to see a CT, to see a West, to see a Bananas, a Cara.
But what do they do when those people don't want to come back anymore? That's my question.
They just hope they've established the fucking the rapport with the newer cast members like a Tori, a Devin. There are the ones that have that staying power. We see it. It happens every year. But it's just not in a fast enough rate to replace some of these legends that are all aging out at the same time.
Right. That's true.
I think what really shot them in the foot for season 39 was shooting USA 2 so close.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you've got people like Josh and Fessy and Corey who are like, they haven't won. They've made finals, but they have not won them. Josh hasn't got to a final, but I knew somebody was going to call me on it, so I might as well call myself on it. But they could all be on this season. You can still have people who are perceived to be vets by the fans that still have not won. But because they front-loaded USA 2 with so many people that we would normally see on this season, and then they started promoting Battle for a New Champion before USA 2 had finished, I was like, cool, so I guess Michelle doesn't win. Not that I was really hanging my hat on Michelle winning USA 2, but she was already on the poster for 39 Battle for a New Champion while she was still competing in USA 2. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's why we didn't have like a Fessy or a Corey or people like that.
Oh, yeah.
So they had the opportunity. It didn't have to be all people from the last like 2 or 3 seasons. Like Jay and Michelle are the vets with 4 seasons down. There are people who haven't won that have done more.
Yeah, I would like a season with all of those people that we actually like that did not win yet and put them all on a season and see who wins. That's what I would like to see.
Yep.
So I'm just going to say really quick, Tony, I think that you're correct in saying like, that's definitely why we didn't get some of those other people. But I also just want to say that I think another mistake that they made with 39 was All Stars 4. Because if the fans didn't know about All Stars 4 before 39 came out, I almost feel like it would have been received a little differently by the fans. But the fans were already so salty about not getting All Stars 4. And then they shoved this like rookie season new champion thing down our throat. And immediately, before it even started airing, a crap ton of fans were like, oh, this is going to be the worst. This is going to be crap. We want All Stars 4. Forget this season. It's like people were already going into this with a negative mindset.
Totally.
And so I think that really hurt their chances with 39, working out the way that they originally wanted it to.
So I'm going to float an idea because just listening to you talk about that just kind of light bulb, more. It was a dim light. It wasn't a bright light.
I saw it. Go on.
So you know how they always talk about, we do our seasons in trilogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dirty 30, Vendettas, Final Reckoning.
Right.
What happens if they're still doing that, but they're doing that cross-platform? USA 2, Battle for a New Championship, All-Stars 4. Or Battle for a New Championship, All-Stars 4, Season 40, Old School versus New.
Right.
Or Old School and New School, something like that. Maybe that's how they're doing trilogies now.
Yeah, maybe. Like across the different,
because
that
it would make
sense
at that. Yeah, as a production standpoint, it would make sense to say we want the New School guys to go first. We want Old School and All-Stars 4 to go second, and then we're going to recap both in season 40.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's possible. Definitely.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it forces you to go to each, go to the streaming, to Paramount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They'd be smart to put it on CBS and then double stream it on Paramount.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
I'm just you're getting your total viewership. USA 2 got 3 million views per episode, where on MTV they're getting 500K.
Yeah.
Like the viewership.
Yeah.
The viewership, the money they're just making on advertising has got to be outrageously different at that point. So anyways, after the whole house scene, we finally get to nominations. And I don't even know if we call them nominations anymore. It's really just...
I called it dodgeball in my notes.
The schoolyard pick.
It's called the selection.
We all know what happens. We all know what happens. So I don't think we have to really run through the whole rundown of the selection process. But I am curious, and I know how everybody feels about the Olivia thing, and we'll get to talking about Olivia in a second. But I'm curious how everybody feels about Jay's reaction in this moment. Was it authentic? or was Jay being the showman?
I mean, I think if we're putting up Kyland and Jay for the Oscar, Kyland is out of here with that. Please.
Oh, give it to Jay.
Jay got the Emmy.
Jay got the Emmy.
He got the what is it? The Razzle or
Razzie?
The Razzie. That's the one.
Stats and info.
I knew it was him being a showman the second they showed the flip of Olivia and Michelle talking, because he's like, I wasn't even there for the conversation. It wasn't my choice. I can only pick one person. You're right fucking there, dude. Do you forget there are cameras here? I'm sorry. I'm so heated about him right now.
No,
Look,
you're good.
Here's my thing. I just want to create this scenario. It could have been one of the most badass fucking moves in challenge history that would have set Olivia's whole trajectory with the fandom completely different if she would have made that agreement with Jay, Michelle, Moriah, and then when they picked her, she goes, Nurys.
Exactly.
And then it goes Horacio, Kyland. She changes everything.
She changes the entire fucking game.
Yes,
entire
literally.
Fucking game with that.
Why, Olivia? Why?
Yeah, and like you said, it sets her up in so many ways, not just with the game, but with the fans.
Trustworthy, to have your integrity. Now people are literally going to question you for the rest of the time you're on this show.
Corey said it.
Yeah, Corey said it best.
Plain and simple. If you're going to do that to your best friend, I have no reason to think that you're not going to do it to me the second you get.
No.
Colleen.
Not her best friend. Two of her best friends.
Two.
Okay? Two of them.
Look, Colleen's...
are you fucking kidding me right now? Olivia.
Daenerys Targaryen had the line of the night, and it was, if you have friends like Olivia, who needs enemies?
Yep.
And that was...
Oh my gosh, look at the little iron throne.
That is why she sits on the Iron Throne, sir.
Colleen sits on the Iron Throne. That's right.
Breaker.
That's right,
chains.
Daenerys.
Olivia would have chose Nurys. Obviously, she would have picked Horacio. Horacio would have picked Kyland. Who do you think Kyland would have picked after that? After what was left?
I don't care.
Corey or Emanuel.
Corey or Emanuel, yeah.
Yeah, Corey or Emanuel, yeah.
Because even though they're on in the other alliance, I think that Kyland still views both of them as
competitors
and also as stand-up guys. Especially, he might, obviously, because of the whole Melissa and Corey thing, he might go Emanuel. But
I would have loved to see Moriah and James in elimination.
Oh, it would have been lovely.
They could have left holding hands together as they got eliminated.
Skipping off into the sunset.
I mean,
It would have been great.
Yeah, look, and here, that's my thing is like going back to the question at hand is like, it would have been the most epic move we've seen in the last few seasons. It would have put it on par with a lot of the other shows that we reference quite often. And it would have put it on par with Challenge of the Golden Age with Bananas.
I
doing
agree.
it to Sarah and all of that. It changes a game on one move. And that's the thing. The Jordan and Sarah throwing Bananas in at X's 2. That's what built the challenge.
Yeah.
And she had blinders on thinking just about herself instead of, I only have one more week and I could seriously affect their numbers right here.
I think they did the shit out of her. It was like a fear tactic. Well, you're going to be in the bottom if you don't side with us, so you might as well just do it.
She got gaslit again.
She let them gaslight her ass again. Again, girl.
Now, she did also say that she didn't want to run a final against Horacio.
And that's fair. I totally get that.
Nobody
and
does.
Look, as a woman, I wouldn't want to fucking run against Horacio either. And I know.
As a dude, I don't want to run against Horacio.
Yeah, most men don't want to run against him either. So I totally get that. Before we move on from nominations, I did have one more thing I wanted to point out that I wanted to ask about. Now, once we make it down to Berna calls Colleen's name. And this is the point in which Jay starts freaking out. And in fact, multiple people, if you look at the faces, multiple people seem shocked. So it makes me think that Berna did truly go against the plan, and it was supposed to be her calling Corey calling Nurys, and Colleen being left down there with Horacio and Kyland. So I'm curious, do you guys think that was actually the plan, or do you think that everybody was just playing it up to try to make Nurys feel better?
I'll put it to you this way. I agree that Jay's reaction at the deliberation was accentuated. There's no reason for him to sit in a room by himself and cry to no one.
I didn't want this.
He could have done it in the fucking bathroom, in a closet. If you were
He did
gonna.
it so that the camera could get him so he can look sad. So then when she watches it back, it looks like he cared.
It reminded me of like the people who will like film themselves crying and then they'll post it like on TikTok or whatever. Like, what are you doing?
That's definitely him.
I'm sorry, Tony. I don't think Tony was done. I'm sorry. I cut him off, but
That's fine.
My bad.
But based on that, I do think that he wasn't trying to put Nurys in, that he was looking at like that plan was for Colleen to be in the bottom, because she's been in the bottom of that alliance from the beginning, like as the overarching alliance. So I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if Berna was just like, you know what, fuck this. And then Colleen continued the fuck this of her saying like, why, you guys don't talk to me anyway, and then save Corey. I do think that based on those interactions, that Nurys wasn't supposed to be in the bottom. I don't think Olivia was supposed to pick her, but I don't think she was supposed to be in the elimination.
I disagree. I think that the idea was floated many times, including in the bar, that Nurys was going in with Horacio and Emanuel. And whether it was from the second alliance pushing that agenda, like the way Berna was pushing it with Jay.
Trying to push the Olivia idea, and that got flipped. So,
Yep. And I think that they had came to a decision, and that was the easy way out for Jay to try not to get blood on his hands for putting Nurys in, that it wasn't his fault.
And here's my thing is the whole episode, or majority of the episode, we got the whole, I don't know. It's not my pick. It's on you. It's your choice. It's, you make the choice. I got nothing to do with it. I'm picking you. And that's all I have to do with it. But then when the list actually comes down, he's like, wait, this isn't what I agreed to. This isn't okay. But you just said 5 seconds ago that you weren't going to be part of making the choice. Number one,
I don't have nothing to do with this.
And so number two, this moment makes me feel like this was Jay. He was just doing this, like, oh, I don't see anything, like I don't see what's happening, so it can't be my fault. Like that's how I don't think Jay sat down and was like, yes, leave Nurys in the bottom. I don't think that at all. But I think he kept a blind eye to something he knew was potentially happening, and he just pretended like he didn't see it so he wouldn't have to take responsibility for it later.
That's why I loved Horacio saying, you could have saved her. You could have picked her first. I loved when he said that.
Exactly. I'm sorry. They literally showed the conversation that they had before deliberation, and Olivia's wearing the same fucking outfit she's wearing in deliberation. So it's the same day.
Yep.
And they are literally going over the plan, and Nurys's name is not brought up. It's not saving Nurys.
Yeah.
It's we're going to save Olivia. That was the conversation. Here's my thing is like, and I'm trying to really not holding this against Olivia, because I just look at it as you're in a pressure cooker. You have blinders on. You are looking at self-preservation, and this was your easy out to make sure you got 1 week further.
Especially this close to a final.
Inevitably, what we're talking about is the fucking nominations and the fact that the bottom three end up being Nurys, Horacio, and Kyland.
Can I just say something really quick, though?
Is it Nurys's conversation with Olivia?
No, it's
Wait,
not.
Berna?
No, we'll get into that really quick in just a minute. But just major shouts, props, whatever you want to call it, to Kyland for pulling the Ayana move on us and sleeping in his uniform. What? Yes, and he said, "I stay ready." I was like, "Yes, Kyland." I loved it.
It
Kyland.
looked like nobody understood that what he did. Though.
They didn't. None of them understood that. Nobody understood what that moment meant. And you know what? So I am clipping this. So Kyland, you're going to hear this. Major shouts to you. Thank you for pulling the Ayana move. Thank you for sleeping in your uniform and staying ready.
Thank you for doing your homework.
Yes, thank you for doing your homework and being a challenge
100%.
fan.
Yes.
We fucking love you, dude.
He is the superstar of the season.
Dude did his homework.
Yeah.
Yep. He knew what he was supposed to do. And I mean,
he was standing on business.
That's right.
the part that really drilled this whole scene in, though, was when Nurys was talking to Olivia and she goes, "I hope you watch this back and feel like a fool." And that's, paraphrasing for quite a bit. But I think that drives home this whole situation. And I think the edit is an edit, but I think they are giving you the basic storyline of what happened this season and what happened to Olivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that disappointment was loud.
It was real
when
loud.
she didn't choose Nurys. You could see it. You could hear it. It was so loud.
You probably like a pin drop. Like just.
Yeah.
I just can't get over the fact that literally the last episode, all your people made sure you were safe. Horacio literally sacrificed himself. Nurys went out of her way to choose you when she could have chosen her man. And she didn't. She chose you. So why?
You cried in the beginning of the episode.
Thank you. That was my thing. It was like you literally are aware that Horacio gave up his spot for you because you were crying about it at the beginning of the episode. But now you're going to put him in a situation where he has to compete against his girlfriend, who's also your best friend?
And you said you didn't deserve Horacio as a friend. Girl, you don't deserve Nurys neither. You don't deserve a friend at this point. I mean, I like her. Again, this is just from the edit. But it's like, baby girl, you don't deserve to have no friends at this point.
It's, I think, what she did by not taking the risk of saving her actual alliance in this situation is basically what Jay has done to his long-term game over the next 2 to 3 seasons, which is nobody's going to trust you and you're out at the midway point, if that.
Yeah, if you get lucky.
I mean, he's not doing much worse than he was before this season because
well, I mean, but look, he's one week away from the final, right?
Oh, yeah.
And everything shows that him and Michelle are making this final based on gameplay.
Right.
Outside of
unless something crazy
happens, like Nurys wins it the next daily.
I hope she does.
But then they're still going to get saved by she doesn't have enough numbers to leave them in the bottom.
Because Nurys's alliance is Nurys at this point.
Yeah, there's nobody left.
She literally, in the preview, she literally says, like, fuck all you. Literally says, like,
yeah, she said also, fuck all y'all.
Yeah. So
calls Jay a bitch. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I loved it.
Like to his face.
She looks so beautiful saying it too.
And she doesn't have Horacio there to keep her, I don't want to say keep her tame, but I feel like Horacio helped her keep her cool.
Keep her calm. Yeah.
Now she's about to let him have it. It is the end.
I think we're going to see how good her fucking anger management coach was.
Oh, I think we're gonna.
I think it's going out the window right now.
Yeah, I think she's about to forget everything he taught her.
She's taking a break.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say really quick about this Olivia thing. The thing that bothered me the most, ironically, it wasn't even the conversation or, the way she approached Nurys. The thing that bothered me the most was at the end of their conversation, Olivia has a confessional where she says, oh, well, that's really sad to know that she's been waiting for me to fail. And it's like, no, girl, you're looking at this the wrong way. She hasn't been sitting here waiting for you to fail. She literally had so much faith in you that she fucking doubted her brother.
Yes, she literally wanted to prove him wrong.
And she didn't even apologize or take any accountability of it.
She denies it. Olivia absolutely denies it to, Nurys's face, of course. And jumping again back to Nurys's live that we watched on Wednesday, Nurys swears up and down that, yes, it was Anissa who told Nurys's brother, and it is 100% fact. And her and Anissa are openly, publicly standing on that it is 100% fact that Olivia did say these things. And so I don't know. I know Olivia is doing an episode on her podcast called Gimme That Mic. We will link it down below. But she's going to be doing an episode where she is going to be telling her side of everything that happened in this episode. So I am going to give it a listen. Like I said, I don't hate Olivia now. I'm just disappointed.
The thing that I honestly don't understand about the whole deliberation that would have been stopped one step further. Olivia and Nurys are actively now against your alliance, and you are fully aware that they are actively now against your alliance. They have been actively against your alliance for several episodes now with Kyland and Horacio, who are also actively against your alliance. Why are you stressing, Michelle, about saving Olivia and Nurys? They are not in your alliance. If you're playing for your game and you're playing with the people that you're working with, then whether you save Olivia or Nurys should have been a non-issue, and they should have just been the bottom four, should have been that alliance, if that's how you're playing. Because this whole thing came, to me at least, completely out of nowhere, where it was all of a sudden we have to try to find a way to save Olivia and Nurys, even though they were in the bottom last week and Nurys had to choose.
All right, so I'm going to flip the script a little bit. It's on the same topic, but it's one of the reasons I like Kyland so fucking much.
Is it what he said?
Yeah, what he said to...
That's my line of the night,
Olivia?
by the way.
To Olivia, yeah. Where he goes, what are you going to say? I knew and I was okay with it, or I'm stupid? Now, that is a paraphrased...
No, that is word for word.
No, that's word for word in the edit.
That's verbatim.
That's verbatim in the edit, but he says that is cut from the actual conversation where he actually elongated. I can go on Twitter and find it.
That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, but it was the same basic. It was the same basic thing. It was
this
just
was perfect.
nicer.
Well, you said your consequences have actions, plain and simple.
And look, and yes, it is a great line and probably should be line of the night.
It is line of the night. For me.
It absolutely is. That's TV gold.
But the reason it makes me like him more is because he sees this and he knows exactly what it is. He's reading the game well. He's just on the wrong side of the fence. And that's the thing with Kyland.
Here's my thing with Kyland that I didn't really understand what exactly I liked about him and his shit talking until this episode. But Kyland is one of those where you don't even quite know if he's talking shit because he's so gentle and smooth about it. It's he just walks by and just drops a little bomb and just keeps walking. He doesn't blow up at people and cause all this. He just drops little bombs, just plants little bombs and waits for them to explode. And then he just sits back and smiles all calm and frustrating as fuck because I know if I was pissed off at one of those damn bombs he dropped and he's sitting there smiling and shit, I'd be like, bro, I want to punch you so bad right now. You know what I mean?
And I think that's why Berna called him passive aggressive. She's like, stop with that passive aggressive stuff. I'm like, that's definitely...
he talks so much shit, but you don't really catch it unless you're paying attention because they're just little things that he just drops along the way.
He's like the anti-me because he's mostly nice, and then he says these things, but he says them in the same tone as the nice things that he says, and then you're not 100% sure
you're
whether whether it was an insult or not. Whereas I'm just naturally sarcastic and an asshole, but then you can't tell if I'm actually being mean or if I'm just being sarcastic when chances are I'm being mean.
All right, I got a question for you guys. Put yourself in Olivia's shoes right after these nominations. Are you wanting to go talk to Nurys?
Fuck no.
Absolutely not. Put your tail between your legs and mind your business.
Girl, go lay in your bed, pull the blanket up over and just fucking
You
wait.
go hide.
Okay, just lay there.
You can't repair that. The only thing that you can possibly end up doing is messing with her head. Because getting her out of the mentality of I'm going into elimination to have that conversation. If she comes back, then you have that conversation. But she's getting prepped to go into elimination against arguably the two strongest contenders in the game.
The two best, according to TJ.
Yeah. And I don't think that he's necessarily wrong on that. But I don't that's not going to go well for Olivia if she comes in and be like, hi, I know that you're trying to get into the mentality of going in against your boyfriend and his best friend, but I just like to talk to you about why I put you in.
But I did appreciate that Nurys took that time because she probably thought she was going to go home being that she was going against those two men.
Yeah.
But I like that she took that time to be like, well, since we're here, let me tell you about yourself. Remember that day when I was this, and that, you know what I mean? And she told her about how she found out about her not being a good friend. I appreciated Nurys telling her right then. So then she was like, all right, at least I put it out here. It was here. I don't have to wait until the season's over to deal with it. I'm letting you know. I try to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you played yourself.
And
exactly.
I love the way Nurys put it because everybody's like, Olivia said, oh, she was just waiting for me to fail. No, she was waiting for you to prove her brother wrong.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely.
To prove that you were a good friend and you wouldn't say something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, much better than I would have done. I'll give her credit for that.
Yeah.
And she went against her instinct on it too.
And she held it for so long. If you think about it, that was a long time to hold that in and not say anything to Olivia.
It's been like almost 10 episodes, I think.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's the anger management.
Thinking now too, when Nurys is talking about why she's playing the game and when she tells everybody that she's the source for her mom, her grandpa, hearing what was said would be extra, just backstabby, hurtful.
Yeah.
It made more sense as to why it would be so hurtful.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It all made sense when I saw this episode.
I like that she ended with the cherry on top and goes, I'm most likely going home and it's because of you.
Yeah.
Just drive home that fact, just to let you know.
And Olivia never acknowledged,
she didn't, from the
she
edit
didn't acknowledge
anyway.
what was said to her. She just immediately made it about herself and said, so you were just waiting for the shoe to drop. She never addressed the issue and never even asked, what did they say? It almost felt like she knew she got caught and she was trying to flip it and do the same thing like Jay does. She thought she learned something to manipulate and bring it back the other way.
Victim and the whole just turn herself into the victim, just feel bad for me because yes. Wait, I feel bad because I love Olivia. This is the first time I've been like,
so and I think that's why a lot of people think that this season or this episode was the best of the season, because if you really think about it, if you take the whole storyline, this was the buildup, and to most seasons, this is the climax right here, and we just get through the climax and we go into the elimination, which we think is a foregone conclusion. So just going to be the resolution of a traditional story plot. Instead, it goes up a notch because of what ends up happening.
Yeah.
In the fact that we've all been saying that Nurys is going against arguably the two best guys on the season and maybe the two best rookies that we've seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe best 2 out of 3, something like that.
Yeah.
I literally sat on my couch like this, knees up, just buried in my couch the whole time. Because I'm like, I can't breathe. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm unwell. I thought I was unwell last episode. I don't know what's happening.
And obviously TJ has a conversation with him that it's not one person going home. It's 2 people going home.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, man, we're going to lose Nurys and Kyland.
Why this episode? Can't we just hold off until next one?
Exactly. The worst crew.
Yeah. And like, there's no way that this is not like is a good outcome for any of them. Because either Kyland sends home his best friend in the house and his girlfriend, or Horacio sends home his girlfriend and his best friend, or Nurys sends home her boyfriend and his best friend. Like, there's no good outcome.
There's no winning. Yeah, there's no actual win other than the actual win. But like, as far as the numbers and the alliance and the relationships go, like, there's no winning it. It sucked.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, they had a little bit of a chance going into this. Like, okay, we can still have two people come back and still try to make something work where we'll be competitive. To fuck, there's only one, it's over.
Yeah,
you know, our alliance
by
is
yourself
done
now.
Yeah, now your back is against the wall the rest of the season.
So, and I think it's very interesting that the boys went straight to the first puzzle over the wall again, just like they did last week. And Nurys repeated with Zara as far as going to the balance beam, and she knocked that out quick.
Yeah.
Just like Zara did, and then went over and did the fucking wall, which Zara went through the mud and obviously fucked her up. But those guys were still on that puzzle by the time she got there. So a lot of the people saying like, oh, they gave it to her, they weren't really trying to win. No, like she was smoking them. And she probably did take a little while on that balance one, but as soon as she was done, she got through that shit so fast.
Yeah.
Like, Kyland wasn't even.
Did you think that puzzle was that hard? I don't know. When I was looking at it, it didn't seem that difficult. I was very surprised. And then when Kyland picked up the piece and put it on the picture, I was like, what is he doing?
I was like, dude, it's not actual size.
It's not actual size. That giant, that puzzle piece covers like the whole fucking image. What are you doing? Like,
I was like, what are you measuring, bro? What is that?
Like, yep, it covers it.
I think that is probably one of my favorite moments from this elimination is him doing that. Just shaping it out.
It's definitely that. And when TJ's like, come on, Kyland, you gotta get it going. And he's like, I know, exactly. He's just like so calm. He's like, I know, exactly. He sounded so bored and sarcastic. Like, I don't know, I'm still stuck here, you know?
He's used to Julie Chen, like, oh, look, there goes Kyland struggling on the balance beam, you know, like getting announced where TJ's just kind of, you know, talking shit the whole time.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
But you know what? Look, I think at the end when Nurys was getting to her, like,
she was finishing up that
she was finishing up, like, not the first time she lifted NFL, but like the third or fourth time. And Horacio was just getting to that other puzzle. I don't think he was I still think he was trying hard, but I don't think his full focus was on the puzzle.
No.
I think he was focusing on what Nurys was doing. Yeah. He did say that?
He said that.
He said it on the official.
Yeah.
He said that he just wasn't like in it, like fully mentally, like in it. It wasn't that he threw it to her, just was like having trouble, like getting in that like competitive zone, which I could understand. 100%. Like, could you imagine trying to kick your girlfriend, your brand new girlfriend out of the game? Like, that's tough.
Well, I kept thinking the whole time. I was like, if he was going against Jay, this is Horacio. See, he'd be head down,
totally different,
not focused on anything, and he just kept like checking on. Which he's so sweet.
Can we? If it would have been anyone other than Nurys, if it would have been anyone else in that house other than Nurys, Olivia, I think we see something different.
Yeah.
Can I just say though, like, when she finally finished that third one and got her flag and started running back, and that look on Horacio's face, and then Kyland starts clapping, like, he was so fucking proud of her. Like, I wrote Nurys the other day, and I was like, bruh, I saw that look on Horacio's face, and oh my God, that man loved you back then. Like, that was just the sweetest thing ever. He was he didn't even care that he lost, and he is such a competitor that's crazy. That he didn't even care that he lost. He was just so thrilled for the fact that his woman won. Like,
it was the music and the slow mode of his smile that was so genuine. And I was like, oh my God, I want him. Can we get more of him?
More of him.
How do we clone him? Because I want him.
Kyland stopped playing and he was clapping in the back as she ran up. It was just
so nice.
Oh, fucking TJ. This man.
Run. Yeah.
He always everybody, but the way that he encouraged her.
Yeah.
And the smile on TJ's face when she put that last flag in. Oh, I love that man.
He was so proud.
So this leads me to a question that I wanted to ask at the beginning when we were kind of going over our general overview of the episode, which was, where do you rank this on great moments in challenge, this elimination?
It's towards the top, but
yeah, it's not the top, but I feel like it's at least in my like top 10.
I mean, as far as like elimination wins, maybe not top moments, but elimination wins.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that she beat the two strongest males on there,
or like moments from the show, maybe
moments from this season. Yeah, but I think if we talk about just elimination, and if I pose a question that way, in the history of eliminations, is this one of the most impressive elimination wins?
I feel like as a woman, I'm inclined to say yes. And I think that when you look at the overall idea of it, it is extremely impressive. And it's something that I'm never going to forget about. However, I feel like all the listeners, not all the listeners, majority of the listeners and fans are going to say that no, it was not impressive because it wasn't like, they're going to find some way to take this win away from Nurys. They're already trying to take it away from her by saying that Kyland and Horacio threw it to her. So, they're already trying to take this win. A woman beat two of the best men in an elimination, a fair elimination. Okay. Yes. No, they're not fucking playing pole wrestle and going fucking running for 20 miles. Okay. Cry about it. They played a fair elimination that was fair to both genders and she beat them. End of story.
Look, and regardless if Horacio's heart wasn't in it at that last portion of the puzzle, it definitely was in it all the way else through, because he left that fucking station to go solve the other one and then the second one and then went back. He was not trying to lose.
And him going over the blocks too in the beginning.
Did you see him leave her ass in the dust at the beginning? Thank you. He fucking took off from that start line and he was gone. Like he didn't, nah.
That's the thing too. When they started, like when TJ said go, I said to Sarah, I was like, so do you think that they told her what to expect? And then she came around the corner. She goes, what the fuck? And I was like, they did not tell her what to expect, because she was very surprised to come around the corner to see that.
I think they might have told her just like basic stuff like, oh, you just have to do like 3 different puzzles, but like they didn't tell her about like the whole climbing thing first. And so she comes around like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they're just like leapfrogging it.
She made me giggle when she was doing the very last. And when she does all the blocks, she goes, I'll go home on a puzzle, but I'm not going home on this fucking blocks.
Yeah, she said going home on a puzzle on some fucking blocks? Absolutely not.
I love her. I love her so much. And can I just say too, like the song they played as she walked back into the house, how villains are made.
The villain?
Woo!
Oh, I was like, yes, queen.
Honey.
Queen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so stoked for next season or next episode.
Mm-hmm. MTV is always good with their music choices. Like,
most of the time.
Some, I guess there's been a couple seasons where I'm like, really this?
They're much better at music than they are episode titles. We'll give them that.
That's a low bar.
They're much better at music than they are at not foreshadowing exactly what's going to happen every
All right.
Also true.
Okay.
I would say, if you're looking to answer your question, Rick, like for impressive elimination wins, absolutely. Because every single person who watched her go into that elimination anticipated her going home, whether it was one person going home or 2 people going home.
And even Berna said it in the club.
Yeah. And when she came back to the house, everyone was fucking shocked to see Nurys back and to not see anyone else. So I would say that anybody who is saying that it wasn't an impressive elimination has to really look at themselves and figure out what the fuck's wrong with them, because it was an impressive elimination. And at Biodomer on Instagram, if you have anything to say about it.
Yeah. Well, and here's my thing. I don't give a fuck what people say about like, oh, he wasn't trying. And that's what I was getting to, was the fact that a W is a W. A win is a fucking win. It's a win regardless if the fucking rest of the people on the cast help you in the elimination. It's a win when fucking Mark gave it to Bananas on X's. It was still a fucking win. And you can't take this away. And the fact that she went up against two of the toughest people in the fucking house, whether they're men or women, and beat them both, you should get props for that. Just like Kyle gets props for beating JP and CT in a fucking pole wrestle. Even though it was really Kyle and JP versus CT in a pole wrestle.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Anyways.
Yeah.
I also wanted to add, like, it was so sweet what Horacio said at the end when he was like, it would be nice to say to stay undefeated, but I ran into Nurys in multiple ways and loved the challenge and elimination, and she beat me in all of them.
What?
That's my line of the night.
I love him.
He's the best.
Like, Nurys, I will sister wife with you too.
Dude, they are so
Oh
fucking
my God, they're
cute.
so cute together.
They are so fucking.
They are Barbie and Ken. They're Barbie and Ken.
They are like, they're like gross cute. You know what I mean? Like, not like ew, but like they're like that gross cute where it's like, oh my God, dude, you guys are so fucking cute. It just, like,
I'm jealous.
I can't take it. Like,
Okay, so I do want to throw another contender in there for line of the night.
okay.
And that's what Nurys said to fucking TJ, where she goes, I'm glad it was me because no one else deserved to beat them.
Yeah, that one was a good one too.
Yeah.
I will also put up as a nominee. It's not my official line of the night, but I will give credit to Colleen's line where she said, "If you've got friends like Olivia, who needs enemies?" Because that shit was fire. Mic drop.
Cutthroat.
If I didn't like Kyland's line directly to Olivia's face so much, I would probably take the Colleen line.
Yeah.
But the fact he said that shit to her face, to her face, he said that, I'm like, that's fire, Kyland. That's fire.
I laughed so hard.
Like, thank you, Goku. Thank you.
Horacio's line is my line of the night. I rewound it a couple of times to make sure that I got it all. But a serious contender is Nurys's point blank to Olivia, fuck your sorry.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes.
That was awesome. I loved that.
I mean, I'm gonna ask you guys, but I pretty much know MVP. Nurys.
I have no honorable mention.
Yeah, none.
Kyland gets my honorable mention. I guess
damn.
Horacio
You're
does
right,
too.
Yeah.
But Nurys definitely MVP.
You're right.
I think Kyland definitely has to get that.
Yeah, I'll give my honorable mention to the two Gokus.
I'm going to give it just to Kyland because that I feel like he carried this season on his back with just some of his liners, like his one-liners. I felt like he did a lot. He pushed the story a lot.
Yeah,
so I think he did a great job.
I think you have to give it to Kyland. As much as I love Horacio, Horacio had some great moments, but this is one of those episodes that you can clip from almost every single portion of it because they all had great moments from different people.
Yeah.
But yeah, honorable mention to Kyland, MVP to Nurys. I mean, it's not even a question.
Thug Nurys is out.
Absolutely give MVP to Nurys and then honorable mention to both Kyland and Horacio because of how they handled themselves the entire game, how they handled themselves in the elimination, every aspect of how they played the game. Like, right down to Horacio from the very first, not voting with everyone else because that's not what he felt he should do.
Yeah, voting for Big T. I know, that was so awesome.
Okay, since this pretty much wraps up the episode, I want to close out this recap with a question because it looks like we have one more episode till the final, right?
Yeah, one more regular season episode.
So if they do the same thing they did this episode where we lose 3 people, that would leave us with 7 total people. Give me your 7 finalists.
Ooh, all right. Let me. I'm
going to give you a second to prep.
Give me a second so I can write some names down.
Hold on, I got to find my notepad.
I'm ready.
I pretty much know my list, but God, if you would have asked me what it was yesterday, though, or what it was on Tuesday before the episode, it would have been a lot different.
All right. I'm curious to see what everybody's list is, like how close all our lists are.
Also, while everybody else is thinking, I did have a tiny little line of the night from TJ, and it was when Michelle was humming and hawing and not knowing what she wanted to do during TJ quote deliberation. What kind of champion do you want to be?
Yes, I wrote that down too.
Although I will say I wasn't a big fan of TJ doing the like Julie Chen / Jeff Probst, like asking questions during nominate. Just shut the fuck up, TJ. We don't do that here.
No.
This is not Survivor or Big Brother. Just be quiet. Be quiet. Nobody cares.
I kind of liked it. It was kind of petty.
I don't like it.
I like it.
It
creates judgment.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I like the idea of it, but TJ is not that kind of host, so he's not good at asking those questions.
But Dad was disappointed.
He's like stuttering around it. He's like, "Oh, how do you feel, Michelle?" Like what? Like he's not that kind of host. So it's not like it doesn't come off charismatic to me. It feels like so forced. I don't know.
But it was funny because he was like, you got like tears in your eyes. Like, Michelle, like, what the hell is this?
Your eyes are going everywhere right now. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Like,
well,
what's up?
and here's
like,
my thing.
I don't know.
He won't ever be that host unless we let him be that host.
Okay, but like, I don't know. He's just.
It's TJ.
I'm just saying he's not that
TJ.
kind of person. Like
he's a national treasure.
I know he is. Do you know who the fuck you're talking to?
I know, but let's let him be that.
Just don't ask Gabo.
I know. It's let him be that. It's his evolution.
God.
With that being said, I've got 5.
I've got 7. Man,
I got
I'm waiting
my
on all
7.
y'all.
You're the one who asked the question.
I know. Well, I'm just waiting.
Unprepared.
Okay, well, Corrina, who's your 7?
Oh, you want
You can't just
my
take her
list, but you
notes.
can take my. So you can
Fine,
take my
I'll
list.
take Tony's notes. Tony, go ahead. Go first.
I've got Emanuel, Corey, Nurys, Jay, Michelle, Colleen, and Moriah. I figure that we're going to lose James.
Me too.
And then I think this fallout with Nurys is going to fuck over Olivia. And I don't anticipate Berna making it.
Okay. See, I've got Nurys, Corey Lay, Jay, Michelle, Emanuel, and then I have Berna and Olivia. I feel like Olivia is really insulated right now. I feel like James is going to get cut. Something's going to happen and he's going to be gone. He's either going to be in the bottom or he's going to get purged. And then I feel like Berna is also way more protected than Colleen. So I feel like if it comes down to it, Berna will get picked over Colleen. So I'm going Nurys, Corey, Jay, Michelle, Berna, Emanuel, and Olivia. Yeah, I think Moriah, I don't know. I went back and forth on Moriah and Olivia, but I don't know. I feel like Olivia is going to make it through.
I figure that duo is going to get split up, but I think that Moriah is still going to be around.
That's what mine is. Literally the same list as Tony's, just a different. I put them in different orders, but I feel like because of the same list as happened with Olivia, so that I don't think people are going to trust her, and they're not going to. I don't know. I just don't think she's making it.
You don't think Michelle will keep her safe?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, she might try. I think she's going to try, but I think this time around, I feel like they're going to pull something where they're like, don't worry, we'll keep you safe. But I think like you might be twin, but like so-and-so's going to pick you and so-and-so's not going to pick her and she's going to be in the bottom.
The other thing too is Michelle already, when she picked Olivia, also showed her hand to everybody else in the alliance that she didn't say.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't anticipate Michelle having the same sway that she had this week, next week.
I definitely have Emanuel on there because that man is so quiet. He is sliding his way all the way to the end. No questions asked. I definitely think Nurys is going to get through because she's on Thug Lifetime right now.
Yeah, she on Thug Mom. Yep.
Moriah for sure. That's 3. I'm definitely going to put Berna and Michelle. And I feel like Colleen and maybe Jay for sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't think James has a life to make it this far. Like he's just going to get purged somewhere. And then Olivia, everybody saw you. That was wrong.
Yeah.
Because like Corey didn't like the way he saw that. And that showed everybody that you can't be trusted. And she just has nobody either. So I don't know. I just felt like there's no way.
You changed my mind, honestly. I'm switching out Olivia for Moriah before we lock it in because
Okay.
I think you're probably that's a really good point because I didn't really think about it because I was like, oh, everybody knew she was going to do that. They're not going to give a fuck. But not everybody knew she was going to do that.
Yeah.
Just like Michelle, Jay, and Moriah knew she was going to do that, and everybody else is now iffy. So I forgot about the Corey thing. So that's a good point.
And there's like many alliances in there now, because now it's Corey, Berna, and Colleen that are a trio right there.
And Colleen's gonna pick her.
No, and that's the thing.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't see it.
They know she's untrustworthy, and they've also seen that she'll get picked above them.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. All right, yeah, I'm switching Olivia out for Moriah.
So, all right, here's for some reason I see Moriah getting through this. I don't know why, but I see Moriah getting through this. Mine's Jay, Corey, Emanuel, Moriah, Berna, Colleen, and then the only ones I can't decide on, it's either Olivia or Nurys. I can see Olivia being really insulated where she can't go in, but I also see a situation where Nurys gets in over Olivia, like whether it's either through an elimination or a purge.
What if they end up in the bottom against each other next week? What? How crazy?
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Listen, Nurys is about to stand on business. Say goodbye, Olivia.
She's going to push her off that wall.
I feel like everybody right now is going to take Nurys, so maybe I won't ask that question, but I think that would be an interesting elimination to see them go against each other.
It depends on what it is. It depends.
Well, it'll be the same shit. It'll be 3 fucking puzzles. Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of puzzles, but kind of not really.
They probably.
And they're not going to change it. It's going to be the same exact thing. It's the last episode.
Nurys's anger management is what's going to fuel her through that elimination to get Olivia out.
Nurys is faster. And being quick and fast in that elimination wins out with your puzzle, being able to do puzzles. Yeah. So I would take Nurys.
Nurys is also the only one now that's left in the house that has seen the elimination. Yep. Kyland, Horacio, and Zara are all gone now. Yep. And they purposely didn't tell anybody what it was like. So now Nurys is the only one.
And we know she's not telling anybody.
She ain't telling nobody nothing.
That's for sure. Especially if you know your back is against the wall. You're just going to not say anything, so you have the upper hand the whole time.
See, and that's the thing is there's going to be that wedge driven, I'm thinking, like you guys are saying, where something's going to split. It's either going to be Nurys going in or it's going to be Olivia. It'd be crazy if they both went in, but I feel like this gives that opportunity to the Emanuel, Corey, Berna, Colleen to win this daily and fucking set themselves up, you know, and then everybody else is just left at the bottom.
I feel like Jay might try to save himself and like pick Nurys, maybe, but it's a long shot. It's a long shot, but
I still think I wish the girls would band together and put all the drama aside because they're up 6-4 against the men.
And one of them's James.
So you have the numbers to get all the men out of this game and then turn around and do your shot. Like, don't sit there and shoot at each other and forget that there's going to be only one winner and you're going to have to go against these big men. So just get them out first, call a truce for now. And as soon as all the men are out, let them have it.
Plus, how fucking badass would that be? Like season 39, battle for a new champ. Dude. They get so close to the end and then they just take out all the guys.
A whole gender eliminated.
Well, there'd still be one guy left.
Then they'll hit a purge in the final.
I think
they can't purge TJ though.
It pisses me off so much going into this because it looks like we're going in with 7 or 8 that we're getting just a single individual winner. I really wish we had a male and female winner. I think it defeats the purpose of the title because you need a male and female winner to kind of keep it going because your female winners list is getting smaller, smaller, smaller.
The fandom will still assign a male and female winner.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But it's just.
Especially if it's like, you know, male finish first, second.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to say a lot, you know what I mean, to the challenge. Yeah. But I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I do have one more thing. Oh, I loved Kyland, Horacio, and Nurys just holding hands at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was so sweet.
Yes. But that's all.
I loved that.
I loved when Kyland leaned in when like Nurys and Horacio were having their moment, and then he was in frame the entire time, but it's almost as if it was like just the two of them, and then you see Kyland like lean into frame just to be a part of it.
it was payback from the earlier scene where Kyland and Horacio were hugging and Nurys was like trying to get on the outside of it. One thing I do want to mention before we go, just as an ode to the trash talk, and it gave me these types of vibes, and I didn't get to say it when we were talking about this scene because it was a lot going on. But when Nurys and Berna got into it, and fucking Berna told her to shut the fuck up, and all that, it gave me very much Nani vibes. Very much Nani vibes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So just putting that out there.
Ooh, can you imagine if we had Nani, Nurys, and Berna on one season?
Chaos.
That'd be spicy.
There'd be noodles flying. Like,
I feel like you gotta
Noodles.
Ramen noodles everywhere.
Berna's response to that was to have channel Julia Stiles from Save the Last Dance, how she scooched up on the couch there with her elbows on her knees. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You can picture it.
yeah.
That's the only I've watched the episode twice, and that's what I thought immediately both times.
All right. Well, before we go for 4 hours talking about this episode. So, okay, with that wrapping everything up, Melinda, I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. We've had an absolute pleasure talking with you. And I know that you also have your own podcast. Could you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah. So thank you guys for having me because I was super excited and I've waited 2 months to be on here. I've been so impatiently patient. And you guys are all amazing.
I was going to say, you got a good episode for it.
I know. I texted Corrina that. I'm like, this is fire. I'm so excited. I am prepared. Hence all of my notes. But I'm so thankful for you guys to have me. And I hope to someday get invited back. But I do have a podcast that I'm doing. I actually do 2 podcasts, but I have my own personal one that is called All Things with Mel. And I just talk about all the things because I didn't want to be held down by one specific thing. So right now I haven't posted in a little while. I've just been having some tough times in life. I just went through a breakup, almost 14-year relationship. So
wow.
I was struggling, and you'll hear the struggle. And you'll also hear some funny interviews with my father, who was a dad at 14.
Oh, wow.
With my brother. So yeah, it's so funny. I get to call my dad a whore. It's so good.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I haven't posted in a little while, but I'm getting back onto it now.
Nice.
I'm gonna get right back in there because now I just feel like I gotta give the people what they need. All right.
There you go.
There we go.
I love you guys. I appreciate your time. And thank you for having me. I hope to come back one day. And people, please leave reviews if you liked me too. Only 5 stars. Only 5 stars. We don't want to hear nothing else.
5 stars. If you got 1-star reviews, leave that shit on Yelp.
Yep.
Word.
Yep.
Just saying.
Open table.
And, of course, we're going to have everything linked below. So you can just click on the link below to go follow Melinda's podcast. But before I said we run this shit to the ground, I'm going to call it a night for us. So for myself, Ricky Hayes, beautiful wife, Katie, Bad Blood Perhura, it's getting late. I'm almost fucking shit up. Tony, Stats, and Info Lance. And of course, Melinda, Yvette, thank you so much for coming on. Guys, thank you so much for listening to us. And we hope you guys have a great night. Love y'all. Bye.
Later.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.